icon, this new graphic in the YouTube chat. Are you seeing this?
Order
Rankings,
Yeah,
top 10
filled.
I
rankings
was
of our
trying to
top
figure
fan.
out what it is. Is it based
No one
on
really
quality
knows
or
yet.
quantity?
I think it's all about volume shooting, kind of like Allen Iverson. The more you
Yep.
There you go.
shoot, yeah, I do believe.
His
Let's take a
shot's
look at
up.
those rankings. Let's take a look at those rankings right now. Mufusi number one on the top fans board. Dan Emmons behind him. Shubham Fairchild, Dick Dolby up there. Look at this. We'll be updating those top fan rankings throughout the day. Quantity says Anne Marie, not quality. Okay.
Oh, I think
Also pinned.
Mufasa is plenty quality.
I agree. I agree. Pinned to the top of the chat. You got Top Step daily levels. Those are updated, refreshed before every New York Open. Have a little real estate on the screen. If you don't, I can do you, excuse you, do you one better. Indicators tab, top of Top Step X, type in Top Step daily levels. Boom, have those slapped, overlaid right on top of your charts. Look at these NASDAQ 22,000, 680, 50 on the till. That did pair off just a bit. Yes, 6241. Doom, you got it. Offer just chilling, you say. At
Yeah,
710.
you brought me a lovely memory how I switched to futures. I've never really traded crude, but I used to trade options, and this one guy showed me a 1 day statement from one trader in a private fund trading crude, 2,170 some $1,000 in a day trade. And I was like, I'm definitely in the wrong market.
I
Futures where it's at.
mean, it's just one day, Doom. That was just one day,
Yeah,
but yeah, you catch it. All right, hey, Doom, heads up. We're closing in on these 22,700s in the NASDAQ. About 4 points to go there. Okay, we got Dow selling off, NASDAQ pushing higher here. We saw the inverse yesterday. We saw Dow rallying, NASDAQ selling off. ES pretty much stuck here. Jack, anything on the Mag 7 that we should keep our eye on?
Well,
Tesla.
Tesla had Tesla's just a very volatile stock right now, affected by a whole host of things. Their yearly delivery numbers came in, down 13% year over year. Uh, obviously, people are pricing in whatever they want to price in as far as robotics or self-driving. It's generally, for a company
I have
trading at their sort of ratio, you wouldn't want to see a decrease, but
Uh-huh.
it's popping. Besides that, what do we got? Nvidia's up a little bit, Apple's up a little bit. Not too much going on besides the Tesla bounce.
Alrighty, sounds good. We got close to those 710s, still hovering right beneath 22,700. Last trade 22,695. Eddie, you heard us talking about the ADP number came in worse than expected, much worse than
My
expected.
goodness.
What else
Yeah.
do we have on the docket today? It looks a little light from what I'm seeing, but did they update that? What do you got over there, Eddie?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the ADP, they were looking at 98,000 positive coming in at a negative 33, which was like, what? Um, we also have coming up here at 9:30, not much on the docket. EIA crude oil inventories. Those are going to be happening here today. And then I think it's pretty much clear sailing all crude. But otherwise, like it's been this week, headlines. We're going to be watching headlines. Back to you, Andre.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. Yes, we will. But yes, EIA crew, that's still about, just less than an hour away. All right, crew, you still working that offer there, Doom?
yeah, I'm close. It's close.
Yup. And Doom, I funded, almost destroyed some equipment last night, getting stopped out. I've been there before, Doom.
Mm.
I haven't broken anything yet in my short-lived career. I'm not looking forward to losing my marbles that bad, but man, I was close.
I hear you.
I
Hey,
was actually, when I woke up and I saw it down here trading below 640s, and I'm
you got to be kidding me, man. This is what we signed up for. Hey, 75% long, 75% long in the NASDAQ right now. Jay, made money on nat gas. Are you looking at other markets besides some of the equities?
I'm sticking with the equities right now. Equities and gold. I may be looking at a short gold. We were talking about gold trading out of value from yesterday. If gold can sell under 47s, I want to be short.
All right, last trade in gold, 33.50. Saw that price pretty much yesterday. Got 73% long in the NASDAQ. Again, Dow selling off. I'm sorry, NASDAQ catching a bit of a bid. 2007-06, 706. Jack, any prices we got our eyes on? Hey, maybe the perfect range bound day yesterday, Jack. It was perfect range bound day yesterday.
was
Can,
Yeah, pretty much. Could have really taken it to the cash register there. I
How
mean,
do we
same
approach today with
thing.
that? Yeah.
I mean, I personally would like to see it break down here in the ES and then see if we can bounce back, right? I don't see anything right here, right now that I want to do, unless we were in a
Yep.
reversal challenge or something.
Fair enough. 62.45 last trade there in the ES. That is upper left hand corner of the screen. Look at that cool graphic in the lower right hand corner. Look at that moving arrow. I like that. Up and to the right. Hell yeah.
Fun.
Upper left hand corner of the screen. Hashtag fast markets. Hashtag power hour. Hit us up at Top Step TV on the X. Let's see some trader wins. Let's see those performance dashboard analysts. See all that green. Let's see all that green on the calendars. Also, let's see some cool trader station setups. Also, hit us with some surprises, cool things we can show in Power Hour today. Again, hashtag Power Hour, hashtag Fast Markets at Top Step TV. Also, where is everyone watching all across the globe right now? I love doing this in the chat. Let's see if we can. I know, Gabe, of course not. Let's see if we can keep moving that top fans leaderboard around. Gabe says, "There's no way that's the first time you've seen that corner bug." No, Gabe. He's trying to draw the viewers' attention to it. Where's everyone watching all across the globe? Morocco, Estonia, Jordan. Very cool. Well, thank you. Welcome aboard. Let's have some fun today. Washington. Lane in the chat says Jack Pelzer is number one in my heart. That Jack.
Oh, that's good. At least
Agree.
there's one of them out there.
Agree.
Solid pick.
Yup. Solid pick indeed. Oh, San Francisco, Charleston, McHenry. Oh, I know McHenry. All right. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Click like, click follow, click subscribe. Almost to 170,000 subscribers. I think we can get there today. I think we can get there. Also, click that notify bell.
We
Notify
need
bell.
to get there
D-Mitch.
today.
Yes, we
It's
do.
important that we get to 170K today.
Yes, it is. Jack rocks, they say. Jack is awesome. Man, Jack. Palm Springs.
Wow, I'm eating this morning.
Yeah, what did you do? Yeah,
And
what did you pay
favorite.
off today? Ontario. All right, let's.
The boys
We
with
got
Fiverr in the chat.
62 45 last trade in the ES. Nasdaq's trying to figure out what to do with these 700s. 22,694 last trade. Can we push nothing on the ladder right now? Jay, what gives? What brought you back to the Nasdaq? Talk to me.
The ranges, daily ATR came down, right? The beginning of the year, daily ATR was pretty crazy, but the
Yep.
ranges have contracted a little bit. I think we've seen people who were saying, scale down, size down, starting to size up a little bit. So I do like the movement of the Nasdaq a little bit better than some of the other equity markets, but that decrease range was really it.
Okay, what did it go from? What was its at its peak back as April? I mean, it was ridiculous. And what does it come back down to? And what is
April
ATR, by
was
the way? What does average true range mean?
average true range, the average daily movement for whatever time frame that you're looking at. In April, the daily ATR on the Nasdaq at the peak was 882 points.
That's
Right now, it's at
spicy.
327 points.
Still 327. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, 327 is pretty good, but that's about average. Where 800 points high to low on a day.
What is
That's when you
that?
get 300-point 5-minute candles. How do you manage your risk there?
Yeah, I really don't. You're just raw dogging it at that point. But yes, all right, again, house account long 5 micro crude from $66.11 last trade. Called 66 even. Take a look at that tilt. Paired off just about 62% long on the Nasdaq. Doom, how you been since I've seen you lately? I haven't seen you since I saw you last. You're a star now. Are you signing autographs? Are you kissing babies and shaking hands?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't really reached that Florida man status where I'll be imprinted in the county records and on the internet. It's something bizarre. Not yet. But hey, Top Step TV. Best trade entertainment show out there.
You man,
Man,
you're
I missed like 2.5 points, and now I'm having little doubts about this short. But it's there. It's there. I see them up here. They're willing to sell it. And if they get smoked by the buyers, who am I to argue with that?
I agree.
Order
Are you
filled.
still trading? Are you still trading in the recliner? You look very comfortable. I love your setup.
Considering buying another one just as a spare. When I like something, I buy 2 or 3 of them. Okay, we're in.
We in? What price did you get? Did 10 straight? Oh, they sure did. Shoot.
7, 10.
How many?
No fish, no nothing. I'm risking 765.50. Yeah,
How many are you short?
I'm short gold.
2 micros.
Okay, you 22,000.
Order
710.
filled.
Jay is short gold. What price, Jay?
33.52.90. I'm short one.
33.52.90. Jay short 1 GC from 33.52.90. Doom short 2 micro Nasdaq 22,710. See if this thing can hold. 72% long in the Nasdaq on the tilt here. Downside target there, Doom.
Past the last low and under.
Okay, well, let's see if we get back down to overnight view. I have 22,687, 687.
Right at 6,200 on the dot in the SPX right now.
Okay.
See if we blow through.
Heavy long tilt Nasdaq. Heavy long tilt. 79% long in the Nasdaq. Average price 22,693. They're in the money, but this is a very
Order
heavy long
filled.
tilt in the Nasdaq. 79% long. Average price 22,693 as we trade 22,722. Let's see how this plays out. ES 72% long on the tilt, but big heavy tilt long in the Nasdaq right now as we trade 22,724. Doom,
They're
does that play
disconnected.
into your decisions? That play your decision making at all? You see a heavy long tilt like that?
I don't really look at it, to be honest with you. I
Fair
barely
enough.
look at it. But I'm
500
in
long
where I
tilt.
want to be in short, and that's about it.
Well, stay short.
ES and NQ are kind of disconnected. They've been disconnected for the past couple of days. I think it's
Yes, they
due
have.
Tesla acting up, but it's here.
No,
If it's gonna either chop or make a new low, it's here.
we got that 500 lot in the ES to the downside. The bid 62.46 quarter. Shout out to Hoop all over it. And this 78% long in the ES now. Heavy long tilts on both ES and NASDAQ right now.
I
Look at
was long
almost a
from
settlement.
So
before the market opened up, but I decided not to risk it through the bell. I took about 30 some points on that trade. I loaned the loan twice. Small micro trades, but I don't feel it, man. I don't feel it. The conditions are not of coming up back to that all-time high yet. Not yet. Yes, definitely looks stronger, even though it doesn't. It kind of looks stronger on the long behind the scenes, the Nasdaq.
yeah, yesterday
Well,
it was a back and forth. Go ahead, Jack.
yesterday there was a pretty big, we haven't had one of those days in a while where it was a pretty big rotation out of mostly tech, right? So you had the Nasdaq way down because those make up a bigger percentage of the Nasdaq. ES basically scratch and then Russell up. That'll happen when you have the rotation. I think some of it is declining interest rate projections. Those are better for companies that are not making their cash now.
Russell. Yep. Watching this tilt play out. Hey, all right, Jay saw it sell off a little bit. What's your downside target in gold here? You're short from 52.90 last trade at 47 half. What's your downside
So I
target?
moved my stop into profit already because we are kind of
Nice.
testing the we are at this value area low from yesterday. My target is 33.14. 33.14. Yesterday's low. Obviously, there's some levels that we need to get through before that. We got the overnight low at 33.37.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just going to manage the position as we go. What I really want to see right now, like I said, stop is in profit. I want to see some acceptance of price below value from yesterday. and that's why I moved the stop. If I was in multiples, I would have taken one off there, uh, but I got to manage because I'm just in one.
All in, all out. Right. Still got my eye on this tilt. 77% long ES, 77% long NASDAQ. Let's see if we do get a flush or if the. Oh, Neil Hardwick asks, you're always talking about the tilt. What are your observations from your time watching it? Well, let's watch it play out in real time, Neil. Let's see what we see here. Sometimes when it gets super, super heavy, close to 80% or so, very often it's a race. Musical chairs. When the music stops, make sure you have a chair to sit in. And sometimes you'll see a bit of a reversal. Sometimes not. Advice, it's just sometimes observation. Let's see how it plays out here. 77% long in the NASDAQ. And it continues to grind a little bit higher. We'll see if that does indeed play out. It's different. It's different for different markets. We see crude. Typically, when crude gets heavy tilt, Eddie, what do you see? When you see heavy tilts in crude and gold, it feels like the market kind of just goes that way when you get those heavy
You know,
tilts in those two.
it's you know what the thing is, you always got to watch. I'm watching the ladder, I'm watching the charts, I'm watching the tilt. So I sort of put those all together and give you a good indication which way the market's going, who's winning the tug of war, and what the traders want to be. What do they want to be, buyers, sellers? But here's the thing. I mean, sometimes that we're looking at 70, like right now, 77% long in the Nasdaq. Uh, 10 seconds later, we might be 63% long. It all depends on if they're taking profits at that
That's what
time.
it
Like
is.
right now, 77% are long. There's 67% are in the money.
In the
Average price
money.
22 704.92. So they take profit, you're going to see that number drop. There you have it.
Damn, Eddie.
It's
I
Good
funny.
think,
stuff, man. That's how you
yeah,
break down the tilt. Why are you asking me? Ask Eddie. That's how you do it. Great job.
Very well
almost
put.
See,
When I
more
see
interesting
these
than the
extremes,
actual.
I feel late for the party, to
Mhm.
join the wall. Besides, I'm aiming, but this was a beautiful trend on the 1,000 tick chart, and we made the higher low, inverted head and shoulder on the 5 minute. If you guys like patterns and such, but eh, I kind of observed it up here, and it made me feel like late for the party. Also, I'm short bias continuation from last night. We're
uh-huh.
kind of in the range, so it could have been a decent information to jump on a quick scout. But yeah, 77, man, I'm definitely late for the party. This is what Tilt is telling me.
You're late to the party if you're long or if you're short. If you're
Yeah,
long, I
long.
can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think one thing I'd like to explore more with the tilt is more of how it changes in real time because theoretically, we've been in a bull market now, so usually every tilt we see that's really big is to the long side. But in other markets, say the change, if it's super short and then suddenly it's not, that's sort of indicative of maybe, okay, there's the stops being taken out, those shorts are out. I think that can be valuable information.
And then it displays the aggregated trader sentiment for top step sim traders. Now, remember also, this data is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as a trading indicator.
A lot of the idea of the tilt is from the pits, the floor. Hoops and the Eddies and Hogs will come in right when they're walking into the pit and they say, "We're locals. We're locals." Long or short, and it kind of gives you an idea which way they're leaning, which way they're kind of tilting, and see if the market kind of goes in their favor. Does not kind of see a run for the hills, if you will. We did get close to 80%, 80% long in the Nasdaq, still showing
That's wild.
79%. Yeah, this is for that. Yeah, it is. You got it, Neil. Don't ask me those questions about tilt. Ask Eddie. Eddie's the tilt expert, man. He just nailed that one. That's my guy. All right, we got Jay Short. Gold from 33.52.90 cents. I'm short. Couple micro Nasdaq from 22,710. Taking a little bit of heat. No biggie coming in the top of the hour in about 6 minutes. What's here?
Thinking
So
about
there's a
Open
adding to this
bid.
gold short.
Yeah. There's a good
80%
chance
long.
today, once again, the news is already out for the day. Unless we get some unexpected news, like we got a little bit in the afternoon yesterday with some comments about tariffs. This 6200 SPX seems like a pretty comfortable place to ride into NFP.
62, and that correlates with what 62.46 essentially in futures, Jack.
Yeah, around 62.50, close enough.
Okay. So,
Nasdaq
all right,
80% long.
I see that, Eddie. I got my eye on this thing. We're trading, yeah,
We were
80%
just
long Nasdaq.
80% positive. 20% must be sniping here, scalping,
Sell those good
because
shorts.
took profits really quick on that move upside.
Yeah, they did. An 80% long from 723. Let's watch this play out, Neil. See what happens. This isn't no one sample size of one on this one, but let's see this thing play out. Got crude selling off still just a touch. We posted on that trade. 30-year on lows. Thank you, Hoop. See this 80%. See how they want to take this. Take a look at the ladder. What do we got? Something's in here. 500 lot to the downside in the ES 62.15. It's about 30 points away. Look at that old NASDAQ ladder. Something's in here. A couple 50 lots to the upside. Nothing crazy as we trade 22,715.
Nothing
Is moving
crazy
down.
indeed.
No, crude is moving a little bit lower. Yeah, about that tariff talk. Japan. Japan was, I believe the president was on Air Force One making some comments. Japan sounds like there's still no deal there. And 35% seems to be the number that was
Correct.
floated out there.
Yeah,
Again, July 9th. Well, 1 week from today.
should be a rockin' Wednesday. I mean, I still think, we're not going to see a Liberation Day type thing. It seems Trump has been pretty adamant as he's talked recently that that's the date, that they'll have some deals or something like that, but they're going to stick to it, that they're not going to move it. So we'll see what happens.
Part of the deal. Part of the deal, indeed. Liberation Day, April 2nd. Big billboard out. Made a Kinko's, and we
Mhm.
got to check off country by country. Wonder what the update is on that board. That was an all timer. These are historic times. All right, we're seeing 67% long in the NASDAQ. Average price did go up. It's like Eddie was saying, maybe some profit taking. Average price of those longs, 2007-05. So, Neil, you're kind of seeing the give and take. Kind of seeing the give and take on how this plays out. Everyone's different. Dude, what's your risk on this? You gave me the number. What's the price?
770 into Jake's, about 60 points.
All right, cool. Hold it. I like it. 770. I got a question here in the chat. What are Doom's thoughts on his short as far as his targets? Peyton wants to know, what are your thoughts on his shorts as far as your targets to the downside? You had, what were you
Ideally,
looking at? Yeah.
ideally take one of the contracts at 1-to-1 and trail the second one till it gets kicked out.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yep.
It would be cool. I'll talk to them. They should make tilt an indicator on here, like kind of like you display an RSI or something, so you could see it plotted out under the.
An API. Open API. All you open API freaks out there. Hey, by the way, we'll have an API sandbox at 11 o'clock Central. But yes, 100%, Jack. Absolutely. Oh, man. Really back test it. Just like to see what the back test, the data will show on something like that. But yeah, Jack, that would be really cool.
Something I've noticed, this is like a larger anecdotal observation since we kind of experimented with the tilt like 2 years ago, is I definitely see more of our day traders going with the trend. I feel like now when we're in a big uptrend, that's when we get the high numbers. Where in the past, the tilt used to be like people smashing themselves against the wall. Like if we were going up, you could guarantee the tilt was going to be real short.
Remember those days? Calling the tops. Always calling the tops and just puking high. We see the Delta. I mean, Delta's kind of that in with the live markets. That's why we ask Delta all the time. And it's kind of what we're seeing. Obviously, not one for one, but that's essentially when you got to squeeze in play. Where's that 500 lot?
I'm going to share some sauce. It's something that S&P Capital shared, so it's definitely not working as accurate. I'm using the advanced decline line on S&P 500. I'm sure most traders are familiar of it. The advanced decline is shows how many of the 500 are trading up or down, and it's New York Exchange Inside Volume whatsoever. The ticker for Thinkorswim is VOL SPD for the S&P, so you can see little trends and the tick index tick by tick. But for a fact, these do not work well when the indices are disconnected, like ES and Nasdaq right now.
Advancers and decliners, you said?
Advanced, I think it was advanced decline. Yeah,
Okay. No,
yeah,
no,
advanced decline. Yeah.
I know Anne Marie keeps a close eye on that as well. It's good to know what the internals are doing. Absolutely. Our crude's still selling off here, $65.65. 65.65. ES last trade 62.46. Nasdaq trying to figure out which way it wants to go. Keeps trying to catch a bid. ES not so convinced. Dow not doing a whole heck of a lot.
10 years back to 4.3, very boring level.
Boring.
Very boring.
It's a boring. Come on, 10 years. We're stuck. I took a peek at FedWatch, 77% probability
You're pooching some
of.
things I'm going to say later, Andre.
Oh man, sorry. It's called a tease. Stay tuned for Jack's news. All right. With that being said, you make it totally good for your best traders and worst traders, and when they diverge, John, you might be onto something. You can do that with the Open API. All right. With that being said, Eddie, come on in. Tip of the week. We might have a pop quiz with it later. Stay tuned. Go ahead, Eddie.
A great example was this morning with our API. If you were trading gold and just sort of sitting there with the number, I mean, as soon as that number hit, skewed, uh, gold just launched, took off right when that number did hit. But remember, you know what? We need to stay informed. I mean, especially with what the markets are doing now. Remember, charts tell you what happened. News can hint and or tell you what might happen next. I got 10 reasons here. I'm going to give you 5 today and 5 tomorrow. Why traders must stay informed. Now, some of us don't really give a rat's ass about what's going on in the news. And if you are trading successful, you keep it that way. But otherwise, the rest of us are going to be watching the wire and sort of taking advantage of it. How about volatility awareness? Now, major news drives price swings. Knowing when can protect your capital. Risk management. Avoid trading during these high impact news releases that can spike spreads or even slippage. Talk about slippage. Position sentiment can flip quickly based on economic or political shifts. Macro context. Informed traders see the why behind the moves, not just the what, and anticipate catalyst moves, earnings, CPI, jobs report, Fed speeches. These all create setups. There's your 5 for today. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to give you 5 more. That's what I got, Andre. Remember,
Hey,
stay informed. Back to you, Andre.
damn right. Beefcake Supreme in the chat says great advice.
Ooh,
Love the name, Beefcake
Supreme.
Supreme. Yeah, hey,
Can't
absolutely.
taste with sour cream.
Still grinding a little higher here. 62.48, 62.49 is now trade in the ES. Overnight high
You up right
of
there?
yes, it is.
VWAP
Yes,
and
it is.
settlement.
EDP news. We have it. ADP news. I'm not sure what they're talking about in the chat. ADP, big miss. Expected what? 99,000 added, I believe. Actual, yeah. Expected 98,000. Eddie, what was the actual? Big
It was
miss.
Larry Bird, negative 33, 33,000. Big,
Yep.
big change. And the thing was, prior was 37,000. They were looking the wrong way on this one.
Yeah, they were. Let's take a quick peek at what non-farm is expected for non-farm tomorrow.
I think
It's going to be a
110,
short.
right?
Is it?
It's
110
low.
indeed.
Something to notice about non-farm is everything's against
Scroll's crazy.
expectations. The expectations are pretty low. Like 110 is not a very large
Order
projection.
filled.
So, I mean, It's
revisions?
diverged quite a bit from ADP. I'm going to talk about this later, but
Okay, yeah.
yeah, the
Sounds like you got
revisions
something
have
up your
been something along the way.
Sounds like Jack has something up his sleeve. Do you mind? What is it? It's like twice a year we see some massive. We got some orders offers stacked here in the ES 100, 150 from. Okay, so we might be trying to defend the 6250 level in the
It makes
ES with these
sense for a lot of positioning to be going on here at 6200 and the SPX. There's going to be a lot of hedging that goes on here. You can't tell
Okay.
you necessarily whether it's going to blow through it, but I would suspect that we trade some volume here.
So that's paper. Okay, Jack, we're watching this. So we're reading the tape in real time. You do this. You see this? They're trying to defend it. Be worth taking a short up here, getting with paper. You want to see how it reacts. What price action would you want to see at the 6250 level in the ES with what we're watching right now on the
I'm not
ladder?
against taking a short, but I'd like to see it kind of go through and test above first.
Okay.
It's pretty bullish price action right now since the open. So I don't want to just like put it in order right here at like 6250 with that 200 lot. Wait to see if it takes it
79%
out.
long
Okay, I
in
took it
the
out.
E. Yes, they did. Are they going to reload here? Right, 62. Watching this in real time on the ES ladder. 6250s bid. They went offered again. Offered again. Sellers are trying to hold it offered right now. Another 100 lot comes in on the offer. Now we're trading 50 quarters. I feel like I'm arbing back in the pits. My arbing days here.
John, say
80%
I'm
long. 80,
taking over for
80%.
Dakota. I don't have a position on.
What happened? Jack taking over.
Okay, so now we're through the 6250. Let's see what happens. If there's any like
Okay, cool.
stops.
Yeah, see if the sellers want to defend it. Crude's still selling off here. Closing on lows. I got called 65.58 last trade in crude. All right. Yeah, yes, grinding higher here with the 80% long tilt. Okay, so Neil, there you go. Tilt. They're getting paid. The majority are getting paid if they are taking profits as we move higher. 82% long in the ES right now. My goodness, this
Crazy.
has been a 82% long in the ES. Average price of 47, 47, 82% long. Man. Okay, this one's got my attention. Percent long ES. As we trade 50 quarter.
What's their average price?
Average price long for
47?
47. So they're about 3 points in the money right now.
Okay.
Let's see if it runs out again. 82% long. Man, oh man.
I really want to add to this gold trade, but I gotta we gotta see some acceptance flow here. Yeah. I really want to add to this.
I think all right, yeah. Sorry, so you see a tug of war going on here in the ES 50s, 51s. So they're trying to keep it offered. Buyers are trying to nibble into. Hey Jay, you got a delta? You got a delta for me in ES just to see how this plays out.
Yes, yeah. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, of course. 62.50, 51s now trade. Grinding higher here in the Nasdaq. 22,742. So there you go with the tilt. Crude inventories, 22 minutes. Thank you, Rich.
Positive 2600.
Positive 2600. What time frame is that? Is this in this candle or
regular trading hours? Just that's for the day.
Cool. Interesting. So they're gobbling up offers. What's going on right now? So Delta positive. Tilt is positive, if you will. We'll probably say this is congruent with market direction for now. See how this plays out, though. Very interesting. Doom still in the short, chilling.
Man, I got Dolby in my head, kind of repeating when your entry becomes support.
Dolby time. Dolby, yeah.
I'm gonna wait on this 5-minute close, see how it does. If it stays under 44, I'll stick in it. If it closes a tick above, I'm out. Gonna see a couple of bucks on this because it's not gonna be valid anymore.
Shorts. There's Dolby time. What's up, Dolby time in the chat? Ooh, we got a new ranking on top fans. Top fans. Oh, Eddie Horn has moved to the top.
Look at me.
225 XP. I'm not sure what XP means, but Eddie Horn has now moved to the Be Fairchild
win
in second
sometime.
place. And NJ Zoom rounding out the top three. Jay Cook, number 7.
Hey, there we go.
This is a very dynamic leaderboard.
Spam hard, win a lollipop.
Moving into
Pretty
that
much.
first spot.
Boom, boom, boom.
There we go.
And EIA in the bottom of the hour. Yep. Thank you, James.
Nasdaq
Be
looks like it
quiet a
wants to go
moment.
take out that overnight high.
It's grinding right now. It's just how's
782.
the
I
volume
stopped.
look? It's just
It's okay.
drifting.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of just
drifting.
drifting.
Set up for a smash, man. This thing's set up for a
Rug
smash.
pull.
One tweet.
100% rug pull. 100%. This is
Yeah,
just those. Everyone, there's grinding, drifting higher. Making sure the coast is
How's it there
clear.
too? How's it
Yep.
1400?
Uh-huh.
I got the baby crying indicator over here.
Oh, Sam. Sam, like the Congress
Sam.
person. Yep, Sam. 62.51. Okay, you see they keep gobbling up these offers in the ES, and we're seeing that 80% long. Getting paid right now. A little pop here in the NASDAQ. Could have been some stops. Looks like some stops may have gone off. 22,750 last trade, about 30 points short. I don't want to see this happen again, Doom. This is what happened overnight. You're short. You got taken out.
Oh, it was much worse. Much worse. I was short paper
No.
handed it. Short paper handed, bought the low, took the pin, ran back up. I was down, up, down, up, down. It got late. I got tired. I got dumber. Walked away with a fat loss. Here we are. I'm not a dead man. My execution
Look.
is just not what it's supposed to be. I think I'm going to stick with just telling the wife what to do. She executes my plan better than I do it myself. Just blows my
Who
mind.
does?
My wife, I got her into trading, and
Your wife.
I-
Oh, she's.
yeah, she got funded, man. She made more money than I did this week. And I
Wait
don't
a
know what to
minute.
do.
Hold on. You never told us about this. Really?
Yeah, I mentioned it in the chat, and
Oh,
I don't know what to do,
okay.
man. I got my ass kicked yesterday during the session, and
Yeah.
20 minutes later, I'm doing something on the computer, and I hear from the backyard, she's playing with the kid, phone. It's like, hey, that took that short that you told me about. I was like,
Hey. Hey. So,
Hey,
uh,
good for her.
when
She's a
Doom
complete
and Miss
degenerate. I got complete degenerate.
when Doom and Mrs. Doom are having dinner, are we talking markets? Is just markets,
No,
Top Step? Never.
never. She's very green into this. I kind of kept a little bit, but man, this trade is not valid. What am I looking at here? I'm down $200. I'm gonna add one, like real DJs, and slim this to the top of the band. Here we go. Let's risk evasive maneuver.
Evasive maneuver. I love it.
Love it, man.
Evasive maneuver.
I love you, Doom.
If it
They're
goes, it
commenting,
goes.
Andre. Apparently, there's a Diddy verdict. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
what's
actually, I low key,
published here.
I just did a Google search for it, see where it was at. We have that. Can we pipe it in? Should we pipe it in? Probably.
Keep an eye on baby oil stock.
Do we have that? It's going to move the market. Crude still grinding lower here. Are we still in that? An update from JD. It's 80%
Yes,
long still.
80% long.
Yeah. Boomer Brian says, can we live stream that better than Donnie or Jerome? I'm not sure it's better. You're in Estonia, Boomer. So maybe you got a feed to that. Also, it's in New York. I don't believe that it's legal to put cameras in the courtrooms in New
Would
York.
you really want to watch that?
No. But I mean, hey, Doom, if it's good for clicks, if it's good for views, I mean, we'll pipe it in.
I know at least 3 good channels that involve baby oil and are much
All
better.
right. Come on,
Hey!
Doom. Come on.
Hit like,
Doom.
hit subscribe.
Get some. Let's more Doom. Get some more Doom in your
Andre,
life.
how torn are you going to be at what I'm sure is going to be the eventual Kanye West trial for something to be determined? You gonna live stream that?
I mean, he's going through some stuff, Jack. He's just going through some stuff.
No doubt.
No trial coming there.
Please make some good
All right.
music, Kanye. I miss your good
Right.
In
music.
the next 10
Uh,
years? What do you put the odds on that, Jay? 10
don't,
years.
please, no.
Gold's still selling off
22,000
here.
gold is still selling up. NASDAQ pushing higher as we come
Go,
we
Jay.
got, what's up, Doom? I have not, Top Step. I have not yet. I did watch the race in Austria over the weekend, though. Saw highlights.
My ancestral
Showing.
homeland, Andre. Graz.
What's that? Austria?
Yes,
You were Hungarian for some reason. Why did I think you're Hungarian?
because I am. It was all the same place. Austro-Hungary.
Fair enough. I'm gonna sound like
Yeah.
an idiot. Was that the Ottoman Empire? I'm gonna sound like a real idiot on this one. That wasn't the Ottoman Empire, was it?
Maybe at
Right.
some point, but that was a long time
Andrew's
ago.
laughing. Was I way off, Andrew? I don't even know. I just threw that shit out there. I'm gonna get lit up in the chat for that one. I don't know. I just threw that out there. It sounded smart. Sounded smart.
I got kicked out.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, I added one to slip the stop. Where I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Will this continue further up or stand down from here on up? Nobody knows. 66% long. I guess some people tried to help me by selling up there. But
Order
it didn't
filled.
work out.
Yeah. Look at this thing just grinding, drifting higher here. 6251 in the
Market, man.
ES. Yeah.
Order filled.
It's
Well, you think about it
Order
this way,
filled.
you lose 33,000 jobs. There's a lot more people day trading, right?
Right.
it's
Bullish.
private payrolls. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
So
you, Average August. I knew
team-
I wasn't too far off. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead. What's
Oh,
up,
life
Doom?
of DJ. Thank you, man. The team of the past 3 days been that I get kicked out and then it falls like an arrow. So it probably going to fall. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
no,
Well,
I'm not
I think you're
against
actually right.
shorting it. It's just so grindy right now.
Yeah, I think we run that overnight high, and then we probably see it 782. Maybe some rejection at 800 up there.
100%, Jay. 100%. This is just when the coast is clear, we're just going to try to grind this thing higher. And all right, 6251. Nice call there, Jack. All right, Jack. So we're seeing this price action came up to 6250s. Didn't really get anything one way or another. It was kind of grinding higher, Jack. So no trade, good trade right now. Are you still leaning to the short side?
Yeah, I think the day before NFP we're kind of rangy. Like I think it's unlikely we see some huge melt up all day. Anything can happen, as Hogue would say. But the one thing I don't want to do is short something that's just kind of very methodically going upwards, right? I want to see something like a stop run, but didn't appear to be too much there.
Yeah. Could be the short. All right, so Doom, you are flat right now. Can you update the P&L when you have a chance?
I'm down $20, 1946.
$19.46. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
$20.
you're good, man. You're good. Oh, shit. Scratch.
Hey, I got to the point. Everybody been there. I'm sure a good 40% of the chat can relate that you catch up on some losses. Like, nah, it's fine. Or you run up your accounts. Like, okay, it's time to size up. You size up, and you get punched in the mouth. I'm like, okay, I've been a little rusty with this size. I'm coming back into the minis, and then you get punched in the mouth again, and again, and again, and it comes to the point that I was like, okay,
And again,
we're going with size. We're coming back on the losses. This is the trade, and the motivation is catching back up on the losses. And what happens? You get punched in the mouth again. This is what it's has happened to me. It have happened to me, and I'll do my best not to let it happen to me again. But knowing this business and myself, probably going to happen to me again. So
Love your vibe, man.
I want to size down or stick to more practice and talk with my psychotherapist because
Hey.
I've become slower for some reason, and my vision and awareness. I'm not as present. It's weird. I don't know what happened. I haven't changed my
What's
diet or anything, but
Doom, when's the last
what's
time you taken some time off the markets, like a day
man,
or a streak of days where you haven't traded?
oh, let me think about end of April, I think, or beginning of May.
Okay.
Beginning of May, yeah. But yeah, I've been grinding hard, and you're right, Coach Jay. I've noticed past couple of years that when I get 5, 6, 7 months in, I'm starting to
Mm,
hit the threshold. So
yeah.
and I've been can't call it ego, but I've been lacking the work. And this is going to be the third Sunday that I'm going to be having that very, very bad Sunday school that I don't enjoy at all. But uh,
oh
hey, you got to do the Sunday school, man. When you start underperforming, you do the Sunday school. Got to do something.
Uh,
That's
True
what's going on.
story. When I was trading treasuries, our CEO had this habit that every time there was like a big blowout, and we'd all kind of blow out at once, right? Because we usually had
yep.
roughly versions of the same positions on. There's occasionally we'd have a blowout, and our CEO would get upset, both probably at losing the money and thought we did something stupid, and he would call bond school. And when he called bond school, it meant we had to
Oh,
come into the board of trade at like 7 in the morning on a Saturday and sit there for like 4 or 5 hours going over the same on school curriculum that we had done like 12 times at that point. Um, they got Bari subs. That was about the only good thing about it, but not a fan of Bond School.
no, no, no. But hey, sometimes you gotta get back to the classroom. Bari subs, JD. You know what's up with Bari subs. Come on in here, man. Give me some live P&Ls and payouts. Bari subs. Did not have that on the bingo card today. What's up, JD?
A Bari sub at 7 a.m. at the Chicago Board of Trade building on a Saturday sounds pretty good. All right, here are your top 5 live funded P&Ls from yesterday. These 5 fine Americans had a great day in the markets, starting with Joshua M. trading gold and the Nasdaq, $31,018. Jason F. trading the Nasdaq also, $20,184. Adam B, $15,071 trading the S&P and
Order
the Nasdaq.
filled.
Hector, 14,827 trading gold, and Caleb, $12,630. Caleb's on a 2-day heater right now. Pardon me, worth close to $20,000. Nice job to Caleb. Big shout out to all these live funded traders pulling real money out of the real live markets. Speaking of which, here are your payout numbers from yesterday. Big ones going into the long weekend. Bradley T, $88,156,000 payout. Sujal, 40,195. Alexander, 27 grand. Van, 14,294. And Aaron from Switzerland, $12,000. Big money. Big traders lining their pockets,
Order
real money
filled.
from the real life markets. Pro ball traders right here, each and every one of them. Back to you, fellas.
JD,
And
real quick. Are
yes,
we
I
still
do
in that?
enjoy a Bari sub.
Are we still in the crew
We got
trade?
Oh no, we got stopped out of that crew trade at about 65.59, I believe was our CYA. Not 59, 81. That was it. So
Okay.
yes, we have been out of that for just a little bit now. I was counting down 394 at the moment.
394. All right. Coach Jay?
If you wonder who took your money on the markets, watch Top Step TV. They announce those guys every day.
All right, we're still grinding higher here. We're about 15 points off the day highs in the NASDAQ 22,766. Last trade there. ES grinding higher as well. Again, deal. There we talked about the tilt, and they've been getting paid, right? Moving higher here in the ES 6253. You heard Jack say when we get to 6250s, he wants to see how it reacts. He wants to look for a stop run. Jack, I don't think we got that stop run that we are looking for. So just gonna wait for the zombie thing to run out of gas. What do we do with this price action in the ES right now?
I must be on mute. Andre would
Oh,
never be that rude. So I'll say what I said again. We have some resistance in the ES a little bit above this, but as long as it just keeps on grinding, nothing here.
yep. Hey, Doom, check your mic. Check your mic.
Can
See
you
if
guys hear
it's the
me?
wrong one. See if it's the which one you got input into the V mix. Make sure it's not the. Just see what the input is.
Dan Evans thinks we see 6,300. Entirely
6300s.
possible.
Yeah, why not? Yes, new.
How about now?
Let me hear that beautiful voice. Let me hear you.
How about
Talk
now?
to me,
Can you
Doom.
hear me now?
Yeah, not much better. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
How
So you
much
got that
better?
input.
Not at all?
I think it got worse, man. I think it got worse.
Got worse.
Oh, I don't want to ruin this. I don't like doing this troubleshooting. I'm not good at it. It's worse, Danielle says. 74% long in the ES. Okay, we 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We've got EIA inventories. Nothing on the wire. Seeing some stuff coming in on the Diddy verdict.
Guilty
Probably
to
gonna
2
get
or
tagged out
5.
of this gold trade here. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there's your
Very
stop. There's your
nice.
stops. There's your stops,
Yep.
Jack. We saw the stops get popped in the ES. 62.60 just printed last trade. 62.57. Those are the stops. How can you tell? You see that big spike. You see that big wick on the charts. Look at the 5-minute. Nasdaq just printed some new highs. 22,787 quarter. About 8 points off of that right now. But those are the stops that Jack was looking for. We'll see if there's
Yep.
continuation to
I
the
got
upside.
short one.
Nice, Jack. What price?
62.57.
62.57, short one ES. All right, this is what the setup. We're being patient. I kept poking and prodding. Jack, you like 62.50s? Nope. I want to see it go higher. I want to see that stop run. And we got it. So let's see how this plays out. Downside target, Jack, on a trade like this.
I'll see how it reacts if it gets back to 62.50.
That's what I'm thinking. 50s. I like it. 50s. Jay, you were saying,
Now
I'm
what I'm
sorry, I
doing,
interrupted.
that was sort of a
Go ahead.
reflexive trade. Now I'm looking to see if there was any news. I think maybe there's some Vietnam trade deal.
Okay.
No, I was saying I was about to get stopped out on that gold trade, and then that whatever that volume spike was came in. I'm still in it, about a tick away from my stop. I trailed my stop into profit here. I didn't really see the price action I wanted to see below value, so I'm out now, plus 306 on that
Wait.
trade, and we'll look for another one.
Shot plus 306. You got a little bit more gas in the goose here in the NASDAQ. More buyers coming in here. 22,790 just printed. Let's see what happens if we get up to these 800s. Get up to these 800s. Doom, I think you might be better. Talk to me, Doom, real quick. Check.
Can you hear me, Andre?
That sounds better. We'll roll with it, though. We'll roll with it. We got markets are moving now. 22,790 just printed in the NASDAQ. Maybe some highs there. ES, again, house kind of short from 62.57. Trade 56.5. We saw that. We did see that stop run. Jack looking for a move to 62.50. Again, EIA 2 minutes. EIA. What was the headline? All right.
Hopefully
Okay.
some sell the news there.
Yep.
Eddie, what do you got over there? I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. I know you're taking a look at it. What do you got, Eddie?
Just made a trade deal with Vietnam. Is that what you're seeing?
That's what I caught. Is that what it is? Okay.
Details to follow. So he's going to give me a call a little later and let me know what's up. But
Oh,
otherwise, crude traders, you might want to check your positions here. You're looking at negative 2.7 million. Prior was negative 5.8. So we'll see what's going to be hitting the wire here in just a minute and a half.
All right.
Thank you,
Sounds
Andre.
good. Yeah. Interesting. Nike stock popped 3% on that.
Makes sense.
Yes, it does. Catch there. Who was that? Dan Evans, number 3 on the top fans. Take a look. Let's check it on the top fans rankings right now. Oh, B. Fairchild now taking the top spot. Mufusi, number 2. Dan Evans, number 3. Eddie Horn, Lackett. How are you number 4, Eddie? How could you possibly be number 4?
Dropping down here.
Dolby time, number 5. Come on. Let's see if we can kick out those top steppers. Come on, Coach Hoop.
Let's go.
Oh, Hoop.
Let's
there we
just
go.
see what happens.
Let's do it.
Right. That's
Go.
right.
Let's go!
There you go. Listen to Andre.
Hey, no top fans. What a weird. All right, we're still
See you
grinding
back
high
up.
here.
Yeah, not liking
Yeah.
it now. We didn't get. I will leave in. I have half a mind to cut this. I was hoping we would get the quick rejection there.
See what happens at these 800s and the NASDAQ 22,798 quarter. Just printed the highs there. We're about 6 points to go to get to those 800s. Who's going to take a short up there? Oh, Dan
Buying some
Trader.
back
Did
here.
you pick the winner of
Yeah.
the Top Step swag yet? If not, no, Dan Trader, we have not. Stay posted on that. That's right. We got you here.
Here we go.
Yeah,
All right.
right here. Here we go, Eddie. What do you got?
Coming up here, crude oil coming in at 3,845,000. So we do have a draw here. They're looking at negative 2.7, coming in at 3.8. Gasoline inventories, they were looking at just 800,000, coming in at 4 million. It's a big one here.
Not even
We
close.
got here for our numbers here. Crude oil inventories, once again here, 3.845 million.
All right. Oh.
Not even close.
No, so those are surplus. Yeah, and we saw crude sell down there to 65.23.
Order filled.
20% pop right now, trading 65.50. 65.50 last trade there. Okay, 800s did print in the NASDAQ after once that crude number 22,800 half. 800 half new highs in the NASDAQ. ES grinding higher here, right around 62.59. Last trade there, but NASDAQ seems to be leading the way up. Dow lagging behind. And gold not doing a whole heck of a lot. So what was the price yesterday? They got long just beneath 22,600. What's up, Jay? What are you laughing about?
I'm,
What do you
I'm
got?
laughing at the chat. I just read the chat. Alex Hutch. So this is like maybe complete irony. I don't know what it is, but Alex Hutchinson says,
Oh,
"Shout out to
you
you,
listen
Alex.
to
Thank you
that.
for joining. Y'all don't know how to trade. LOL. Going short on an obvious uptrend day. So I click on Alex's profile because we can do that as
Oh, boy.
admins. And there's a song from 10 years ago that he has called Hindsight.
No, that's too good.
Wow.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's pretty good. Alex, thanks for watching. Hey,
Shout out to you,
obvious,
Alex. Watching it.
obvious uptrend. I mean,
No, it is. We didn't get the reaction. I just think it's worth
there's
the
Alex.
try here. I don't want to cut it. I'll take the $300
I'm
loss.
looking to sell 809. I'll have two micros
what's-
there.
You short Doom?
Yeah, I'm looking to sell 809. It's close. It's close.
Okay.
Trying to look a little weak. Looking for a smaller trade
good.
as long as I get the fill.
All right, 22,008. Okay, 797. 7 obvious downtrend. I mean, I think 800s are I'm not gonna say. Yeah, take a look at top step daily levels. All right, let's see what top step daily levels say. With these price action here right now at the NASDAQ trading 22,800. Top step daily levels 22,800. We are in zone 2 right now. Last week high 825. All right, where's your price? 825. The last week high. Take a look at the ES. Last trade 62.59. That puts us in zone 2 as well in the ES. Value area high. Yesterday's high 62.61. Interesting. Again, top step daily levels. You see those pinned at the top of the chat. Those are updated for every New York Open. You have them overlaid on your charts as well. I need to keep the charts clean. Means to bring you this amazing show with a coach with Doom in the house. You're not Coach Doom. You got Jay in the house. You got Sarv at the buzzer. Opening call. Fast markets. Lunatics. Yeah, we find Coach Jay. Trader House.
Very interesting mention, Coach Jay. I love people like that.
Oh, yeah.
Show me the win. If it was an obvious uptrend, like please show me
Yeah.
the win. I love all comments, all viewers, whatever you say. Just show me the bags. I love seeing people pulling out big bags out of the market. If it was obvious
Absolutely,
and
man.
you nailed it and you made the big money,
Absolutely, man.
yeah.
I think
yeah.
this chat feature that we have here, where the top fans, if there was a way to connect your Top Step account to your chat name, and it showed your position next to your chat, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, let's see if Google's going to do that for us.
Right? They're probably
That'd be
not.
sick, though. Wait, what was your idea with top fans? What do you hold on? What was that? Jay?
Attach your YouTube chat name to your Top Step trading account, so you can, whenever you're talking
No.
about a position, it shows the position next to your chat name when you're talking.
No, because then what are we here doing? Then they're gonna take. Then we're. Then what are we good for, Jay?
No,
I
we'd
know what
still
you're
be here
saying.
trading. We'd still be here
100%.
trading.
I know what you're saying. That's fantastic, though. People like it. Absolutely. Love
So I
that,
know who to
Jay.
fade.
Yeah,
I,
did you have
I
to
think
I
that might be a way to pull that on Twitch, but hey, Google will do it if there's an angle for them to sell us something. They'll do it.
Yeah.
Yes, they will. Still grinding higher here. Dow finally joined the party, pushing the upside. Nasdaq. Keep an eye on those 821s. That was yesterday's high. You'll see some resistance up here at 22,800. I know, Doom, you got your eye on what? 809s?
Uh, I, I,
22,809?
I chased it in. I chased it in. I got Phil at 799 and 2 ticks, and
All
my
right. How many?
risk is at 80, 832 and 2 ticks. There you go.
Short
Two
two, Doom?
micros. Two micros.
Oh my God. Cool, cool.
If I'm gonna go against it and betting that, not betting, but speculating that it's weak up on this guy and some profits be taken, I'd rather not go with a large size.
Oh, good. 22,797. In the ES 6259. Well, Jack, you've been alluding to this. I've been stepping on your toes all morning with you got the goods on the EDP. We got
Don't
non-farm
worry. Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's not too
I,
exciting, but it is something. So I can show
well,
that now.
excite me. Excite me
I'll
here. What do
excite
we
you.
got? Okay.
I thought this was a good tweet and something to remember here. Remember, ADP is a bad predictor of non-farm payrolls, mainly because non-farm payrolls are a bad predictor of what's actually happening to payrolls.
Okay.
The revisions have been pretty nuts along the way. You guys won't be able to probably zoom in that far, but right here they're just showing. Let me zoom in. I have the doc here. Is just what the revisions have been this year. They've all been down in the past. So let's take a look at the ADP components today. We go to the next one. Most of the job losses are coming from education, health services, and professional business services.
Educate me.
Not a
The
ton
summer
here, just
break.
showing this.
It's not
Well,
because of summer.
a
That's what I was
trend
thinking,
in the
Andre.
ADP today was that smaller companies were hiring less and laying off because they're perhaps more sensitive to these economic factors. And then lastly, Andre already showed the Fed watch,
Oh,
but
look
this
at
is the
this.
comparison, so you can see the actual changes of the implied probabilities with the job number this morning, today versus yesterday, which is that lighter blue bar next to it. We went from about, let me make sure I got my numbers right here. Talk amongst yourselves. We're now looking at
Markets are
about
still grinding higher. Go ahead.
74%. 74% of no cut, 25%. I think we'll see a big change in this tomorrow, depending on the NFP number. And there are a couple of tidbits on employment for now.
There you go.
Uh,
I like it.
the larger increase was in leisure and hospitality, right?
Can we throw that
Declining.
middle one? The
The increase
previous,
of jobs in leisure and hospitality.
yeah, that could be seasonal, maybe
Sounds seasonal, yeah.
summer.
It tells me one thing: people are getting a little bit extra paid. They're living good. They're spending money on holidays and having fun and enjoying things, which
That's
is
what we like to
great.
see.
Yeah,
All right, top of the hour, about 22 minutes. How's it out? Flat. Oh, a little pop. Look at crude. Crude popped. We're up 50, 60 cents now. Trading $65.81. Bottomed out at 65.23 after that inventory number about 8 minutes ago. Cooking higher here a little bit. Gold not doing too much. 62.60 last trade in the ES and 22,802 last trade in NASDAQ. Remember that tilt. Very interesting, Neil. Saw that tilt. We saw a heavy, long tilt, and we just kept grinding higher. So it's not one silver bullet when you see something like that. One eye on the crude grinding higher here as well. But market's kind of drifting higher. Nothing really on the schedule for the rest of the day. But I did see yesterday. Did the big beautiful bill go through? Did it get signed?
It
Is
went
it
through the
a done deal?
Senate. Well, no, it's
Okay,
not signed yet. So
it
it
was a
got
tiebreaker.
voted on in the
Vance, right?
Senate. Yeah, tiebreaker from Vance, and now it goes back to the House.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to see this about. We got a clip here about the bill. I want to get updated because I need a little refresher. What do we got back there about the big beautiful bill? It's nearly passed. Here we go.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says his chamber will vote on President Donald Trump's budget bill tomorrow at the latest. Trump says he wants to sign it by Independence Day Friday.
This bill has something for everybody.
Most Republicans praise the bill for its tax breaks, like extending 2017 cuts, upping the child tax credit, raising some standard deductions, and temporarily easing taxes on tips and overtime. The Congressional Budget Office estimates it could add trillions to the deficit.
We're adding debt to our children.
It's unclear if fiscal conservatives can stomach that, and Republicans need all but 3 House votes to pass the bill.
My colleagues in the Senate failed us.
The Tax Policy Center estimates 60% of the 2017 tax cut money goes to the wealthiest 20% of households. It says their average break is $12,500. For the middle class, it's $1,800. Households earning $35,000 or less get an average of $150.
Republicans are not the party of working class Americans. They are the party of the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected.
The CBO estimates the Republican bill will cause millions to lose health insurance. It also would make it harder to get food stamps.
And all of this to provide massive tax breaks to their billionaire donors.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Well, that's thoughts. Got some takes. Of course, DC elected officials have their takes. Jack, it's just another big, beautiful bill. They're just gonna get through, right? Tax cuts. Yeah. What do we got here in the
Our
chat?
governor here in Florida was talking about removing tax on property.
All together?
He's been going at it for a little while now. No action, but it's in the air.
How are you guys going to pay for shit? You don't mind me asking. How are you guys going to pay for shit in that state? With all this?
How do we pay for what?
Anything. How do you guys pay for shit with no taxes out there? I'm just asking. I know. Love it pretty much.
My property taxes compared to Illinois or anywhere else is they're cheap, but with the whole population moving in Florida due to COVID, prices of housing going up and up, some people are paying like close to $12,000 a year, which is nuts. Just in property tax on not mansions.
Make it rain though. Yep. Tourist tax. There you go. All right, let's take a look at these markets. Top of the hour in about 18 minutes or so. 22,807. Last trade 814 was the high printed there. Dow grinding. Jack, we are flat now in that.
Yeah, we had a real small stop on that. Obviously, stop could be a better entry, but yeah, it's grinding. I'm a little bit. I could have scratched or done a little better on like the initial move back, and obviously that's hindsight at this point because if it starts pulled back like that, you're thinking, well, maybe it will. But yeah, we're just grinding.
THX in the chat says, Andre complaining about not paying taxes. LOL. First of all, did you really laugh out loud when I said that? Second of all, I never did. I simply asked the question, how do you guys pay for shit without taxes out there? But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at our top fans. Here we go. Top fans. You better be up there, THX. THX is not on the top fans. Fairchild, CW, Mufusi staying strong, Evans, and Brendan bringing up the top 5 as we grind higher here in the. Yeah, look at this. I got Eddie laughing back there.
Cool feature. I got to adjust my thermostat real quick. Eventually, I'll get this right, guys.
Yep.
You'll see me like adding layers and taking them off. The central air in this room, because I have to close the door, is quite something.
All right. Well, now we got a conversation. What is top fans? All right. You see that little crown thing at the top of the chat? It says 0 XP. That's probably my score. Click on that little purple. See my 0. Is that what I just my score?
0.
So you go, Roger. Click on that thing, and you'll see the rankings, the top fans right now. Very dynamic leaderboard, I must say. Dolby and Eddie and Hooper.
Selling come in here.
Oh shoot, we did get some selling. Thank you. Yes, we do. Thank you. I'm sitting here screwing around. Thank you, Jay.
You're good.
I know. Damn it. I quit
That came out
screwing
of
around,
nowhere.
Dre.
Order
Yeah,
filled.
22,783 last trade in the NASDAQ. Thank you for that, Jay. Down about 30 points. More selling coming here. Down 40 points now in the NASDAQ. ES seeing selling as well. 62.56. Dow sold off, but we did get that. What just hit the wire?
Nothing.
Nothing.
seeing
You still
nothing
short,
here.
Doom?
Yeah,
Doom, you still
yeah,
with
I'm
us?
a little bit in the money. Looks like what people could call this a little buy squeeze. If it doesn't whip back up, uh, I might see the win. If not, I'm I'm skittish on catching up a leg like that when it starts doing that institutional like uptrend. I'm preconditioned from 2023 trading spy that it will do that what you guys call zombie rally and then pull the rug.
It was. That's exactly what that was. It was just on your. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that's
right.
painful.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
didn't
Jack.
get top tick, but it was pretty.
What were we short from, Jack?
Where were we short from? We were short from
56. Son of a.
57.
My bad on that. My bad. Life of DJ. Lock in. You're right. 100% stay locked in. Screw this top fans crap. Stay locked in.
Thank you, Dan.
Nice. What do you got there, Eddie?
Trump Truth Social talking about 20% off tariffs for Vietnam. 20% tariffs for Vietnam. Thanks, Danny.
20%. Okay.
I love Vietnam.
How did
Good morning,
Nike like
Vietnam.
that?
Good morning, Vietnam. 22,790 last trade in NASDAQ. If you got in that 5-minute candle, we sold off about, what, 50?
Oof. So Nike pumped 3% and then just gave it all
Right.
back right there.
Look at these buyers step back in. Buyers stepping back in here. We bottomed out in the NASDAQ at 22,771 in this last 5 minute. Buyers came right back in, right back to trading 22,790. So about 20 points on that pullback. Jay, did you do anything off of that?
No, I didn't. I do want to get long though. I like that kind of failed selling there.
What was that?
Let's see. Seeing gold
Yes.
rally as well though.
Yes, we are. Interesting. Okay, so weakening dollar. All right, yeah, buyers look at that strong right back into that. Damn,
I'm long
dude.
one 803.75. I'm gonna go with a tight stop on this because if it doesn't just go,
I like it.
803.75. I'm long one.
All right, long one in Q 22,803.75. Closing on highs again. Man, they just bought that right up. All good, THX, messing with you. What was that?
I'm on phase.
2008. I
You're
love it,
waiting
man.
Man, the trade got to play out.
Just looking at something on Twitter. At the end of the second quarter, the 5 largest stocks in the S&P 500 make up 30% of the index market cap.
All right, new highs. New highs, NASDAQ. There we go. 22,819. Wow. Damn. 823 is just printing new highs there. Coach Jay buying the dip from 22,803 in the orders. What's your upside on this thing, Jay? You just trail to stop?
842, yeah, but I'm just gonna trail. Stops in
Why
profit now.
42?
So I got a 1-to-1. 842 yesterday. We had, I think that was the high of the New York session yesterday, where we had that spike above VWAP yesterday, and there was
Yep.
some decent buying that happened up there. So that is gonna be the target there.
Hey, we got some details on Vietnam from Trump. Trump talking about Vietnam will pay 20% tariff on any and all goods sent to our territory and a 40% tariff on any transshipping. He also said that the terms Vietnam will pay all goods. In return, Vietnam will do something they have never done before, is give the United States of America total access to their market for trade. Zero tariffs. There you have it. Hot biscuit over the wire. Back to you guys.
All right.
Solid. I love it.
Bullish? Yeah, okay. Yeah, apparently so. Let the markets tell you. Don't ask, the markets will tell you. 62.61 last trade in ES. Getting that tilt, that's leveled off about 50-50. NASDAQ ES. Crude 66% long, but gold did see a pop right back to 33.50 in gold. But Coach Jay long from 22,803. Doom short from just beneath 799. Doom says just chilling. Doom just chilling in the lazy boy, the recliner. What's up, Doom? You are just chilling.
I'm getting a little itchy on this, but I'll keep composure. Also, my 80 chick list this morning didn't cover all the chicks.
Which part? Which didn't get
uh,
checked?
I didn't sleep well. Didn't sleep well.
You didn't.
Yeah, that
You were
man.
trading.
You know how it is.
Were you trading?
A little bit till midnight.
You love this shit, huh?
You guys remember
Yeah.
Yeah.
808
Love
was
it.
an important price on Monday. I can't remember what was there.
808. 808. Yes, it
I think we saw
was.
500 lot trade there. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, we saw the 800 lot come in right around there as well yesterday, I want to
Mhm.
say. I mean, just got a 100 lot to the upside, 22,829 half in the NASDAQ. All right, Jack, it's just BTFD, right?
Apparently, they're
Also,
squeezing everybody at every turn.
yeah, look at this thing go.
Positive 3,400 delta NASDAQ.
And they're just,
I'm going to try my stop just a little bit more here. Take a 1-to-1 on my original risk.
I added one. Same risk. I saw that from Dobie. Put one right before the stop.
I like that trade.
Okay, update the position there, Doom. You are now short 3.
3, 8, 10 and a half.
810.5. Coach Jay. I just call you Jay. Do you want me to call you Coach
Yeah,
Jay?
yeah. Jay is fine. Jay is fine.
All right, cool. All right. Jay's long 1 NASDAQ, 803. What is Coach Jay? Head coach of the Lunatics. So speaking of that, VIP, another check-in today. Yes, we do for season 3. Season 3. We do have another check-in later today. Stay tuned for that. But these guys have trades on Doom Short 3, 22,810 half. And Coach Jay long from 22,000. Doom is short. Jay is long as we're grinding higher here. Dr. J. That is Dr. J. You are right. It should be Dr. J.
Dr. J. Nice.
Yup.
Hey,
You want to take this?
I got this rule from my mentor, and it's been my personal thing, which I've violated several times this week. But you fade the market only twice a day. This is my second attempt. If it doesn't go, this is it for me. For at least trying to fight the obvious trend.
It's an up day for sure. At least for this morning session here in the States. Obviously, in the afternoon, things can change. We just came in on the ladder in the NASDAQ. Something's in here. 22,082. What? So there you go. How about that? There you go with the tilt heavy longs, and we just kept grinding higher there. So now we know ES and gold pumping gold 32. Damn, man, they are not done with this. 22,000, 830. We're making new highs. 831 of the orders just printed. Yeah, that's two. That's two, Doom. 2 fades.
2 fades. I kind of hesitated. Usually when you get like a reset in the trend on either 1,000, 2,000 tick chart in the 1 minute, it's if you're against it, take it quick, reverse it. It went through my mind. I failed to click the button and catch up on it. Even said it that if it doesn't whip up, it's gonna go down. Here we are, whipped up, keep on going up. See, 830 been the price of interest. So see how it goes. Try not to be too greedy on this if it gives me a profit.
Jack, you getting any details on this Vietnam deal?
I mean, it sounds to me like they agreed to 20% tariffs on Vietnam with like
Okay.
a 40% on things from China. I'd have to read through it more to know
Yeah, all
exactly, but I
good.
think
Okay. On the spot, but yeah, it's what do we got here on the ladder in the NQ? A couple 70 lots to
25
the
at 838.
upside. Yeah. Who bought
Vietnam
the?
makes good stuff, man. Vietnam makes good quality stuff.
Is
I'm
that
out
true?
Remember, I
there.
had a pair of tires. I forgot the name of the brand. It was something, unconventional type of name. But they lasted me for at least good 6 years. Car tires, not truck tires. Car tires. All
Car
right,
tire, no
back into
kidding.
profit. Eyes on
Oh,
the
you're still in?
Nice
prize.
trade. I'm
Shit,
flat
you're
on my
still in.
trade.
Is that a scratch, Jay, or you locked in some, right?
Plus 200. Plus 200.
All right, update that P&L when you get a chance for us.
503.
My man. My man. Who bought the dip? Who bought that shakeout? I know Jay did. He's still in it.
In for the
From
win.
them till into the top of the hour in about 5 minutes. Again, big day here on Top Step TV. Got morning recap with Jack himself. And then we got Top Step X API Sandbox with me, Robert, and Andy. Hey, you want to see a fish out of water? Tune in for that as I try to drive that segment. No, I'm just kidding. Very, very cool stuff with what's going on here. About the tilt, see what they got up their sleeve, the lunchbox train with JD, Hoop, and Vince. And then the moment everyone's waiting for, Robin Dane, trading psychologist with Hogue, 1 p.m. Central. Along the way, we'll have a VIP check-in as well. Then Dolby, myself, and the Salt Lake City Sniper, Mandy, will be joining us in Power Hour. Then, of course, at the buzzer, this guy right here, Coach Jay, Coach Paul, Slow Markets, Coach Dakota, Coach Jay. Man, Jay, love the screen time, huh? Jay, you like the camera.
It's fun, man. It doesn't feel like work. I got some days off coming up soon too, so
Jamaica.
look forward to that.
You going to Jamaica?
Going to Jamaica.
Very cool. Good for you. Much deserved. Yes, full day here on Top Step TV. Doom is short from 810, short 3 micro NASDAQ from 8.
Coach Jay, how'd you pick up Jamaica? I'm sorry, Andre. How'd you pick up
No,
Jamaica? I just wondered.
Friend's wedding out there. Friend's wedding.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go out for a couple extra days, but going to a friend's wedding.
sounds nice.
Very nice.
Hey,
Man, I haven't been on vacation in so long.
What do you mean? You're just in
either, dude.
Chicago. That wasn't vacation for you? Come
No,
on, man.
Hey, going abroad, I go vacation when I get out there, like for a month, 90 days, just forget.
90-day vacation.
Come back home, yeah. Start buying T-shirts from 7-Eleven and stuff, and keep on
That's the news.
finding better parties. And
Can't believe you're from Palatine. Still can't believe that.
for a little while, yeah.
Doom and I are from the same hometown, kind of. It's wild. Who knew? That's what Top Step does. Hey, quick update here on some of our live funded traders. Again, real trades, real profits, real losses, real executions. We are seeing some green out there. Laura R, up 28 grand today. Not bad. And these up 10. Nicholas K up 22. Shane up 11. We are seeing some green here from our live funded traders. So keep grinding there. Obviously, see some red as well. It's not just the entire story. Dirty Nelly CL trader. Oh my gosh. Doom, do you know Dirty Nelly?
Dirty Nelly. Where's that? No.
The bar by the train
the
stop.
rapper?
No, that's Nelly, the rapper from St. Louis. This is a bar called Dirty Nelly's in Palatine. Sorry. This is
I was going to ask Andre or Doom, what are the places of interest or one thing I should know about Palatine?
Dirty Nelly's. It would have to be Dirty Nelly's. That would be the one.
Was that by 53 and Rand Road on the corner, kind of?
No, it's by the train stop. But this conversation is very, very close off to about 99.9% of our audience right now. So we'll just stop.
Regional conversation.
No one knows what the hell we're talking about. So we'll stop there. Let's get back to Andrea. Come on. Andrea back there. You know it. It was, Brown's Chicken Massacre? Brown's Chicken Massacre? Does that ring a bell?
Wow.
It's getting worse.
Oh,
It's getting
geez.
worse.
Is that on the sign when you come into town?
Wikipedia, this
Lovely.
is just
My
getting
God.
worse. This is, oh my Andrea, this is just getting worse. All right, let's take a look at some of these trades.
Move on.
62.58. Last trade in the
Bro,
ES.
Valentine is the little Florida of Illinois. I gotta tell you, you can see all kind of wild stuff over there. No joke.
Little Florida? Oh no, this is
The
just
little
going
Florida
downhill
of Illinois.
fast.
That explains
It's
everything.
just- I mean, all right, let's reset here. Yep, we're watching Top Step TV here. We got Jay, we got Doom in the house, Jack, and we got Eddie. We got everything coming up. We got top of the hour. It's come and gone. 30 minutes till the Euro close. We got President talking about a deal with Vietnam. Bullish,
Now or
bearish. I
never,
think
man.
Nike. We got
Nvidia's got that dog in it again.
all-time highs not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I mean it's rebounding. Its all-time highs were, I think, like day before yesterday. Hasn't cracked 160 yet. Trading 157 right now.
Buy this again. Look at this thing.
But big ups today since the open. It's up. Wow.
Look at that.
$6 since the open. $6, by the way. There are 23 billion Nvidia shares, I believe. So let's do the math there. That's nearly
Yeah.
$150 billion in market cap.
Oof, give me some of that. Give me some of that.
Can't fight this. I'm
Yeah.
out. Early
Yeah,
out.
Doom.
Just start picking up momentum. Can't find this. Fight this anymore. I mean, if it slams down, it slams down. But the decision is save a couple of bucks. I'm down 127 and 18 cents on the day.
Not bad, Doom. Okay. But yeah, S&Ps, they just bought the dip in the S&Ps here, 62.62. Got 8 points off the day highs, if you will. NASDAQ might be leading the way higher as well. About 5 points off the highs there. Jay, you got a position on? Are you flat? Up 500 bucks?
I'm flat. I was thinking about buying that 800 dip again. I didn't do it that time. Should have. It's 20-point trade, but I'm flat on the day right now.
Earlier,
I think we
was
could potentially test 900s here.
I think, yeah,
I think that's where we're going.
Bulls on parade, man. Bulls on parade. Definitely misread this one. But maybe in the afternoon. But right now, it does look like we'll see what happens at Euro close in about 28 minutes. I know that's something that Jack always keeps his eye on. A little profit taking. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Just something to take note of.
Tomorrow is going to be a weird one. I don't know if we've discussed it yet, but the
is.
stocks close at noon Central. We've initiated a policy here at Top Step TV where we don't stream when the stocks aren't open because we're trading mostly equity futures. That's a new one. We got a non-farm number, then the market closes at noon.
It's going to be madness, an all-out sprint, But we will be here for the first half of that session, Top Step TV. But yeah, non-farm with a shortened trading. Well, for stocks shortened trading, it's going to be a wild one. There's a lot of numbers they got to get.
Futures trade all day, I believe.
They do,
correct?
Don't quote me on that. This is a weird one. It's a weird one with half day. Obviously, Friday we're off. We'll get back to you. It's just a different one. Yeah. It's 22,830 last trade in the NASDAQ. 3 points off the highs there. And it is up and to the right. All right, we see some selling coming in here in the ES, trying to defend 22,063. I'm sorry, 62.63. You see me close at noon. What just happened?
I'm off. I'm
Yeah.
closing charts, and I gotta explore the lockout feature. Can I lock myself for like a week or so?
You need a week. We got a holiday coming up.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, they are right. 12:15.
Oh, I got the ribs marinating. And
I got to hear about that. I definitely got to hear about these ribs. I got to hear what a Doom does on a 4th of July weekend. I can only imagine what that barbecue looks like over there. Although, that being said, got about a couple minutes, again, 25 minutes or so till the Euro close, about on the hour. Eddie, we got some announcements. We'll keep an eye on these markets, but it looks like we're kind of
yes, we do. You know, I tell you, looking down the Top Step TV road here, in just a little over an hour, we've got coming up here, there's Coach Robert. He's waving at us here at 11:15 a.m. Central Time. That's after Jack's morning recap. We're going to have another installment of Coach Robert's Top Step X API session. Now, this time, Coach Roberts holding a question and answer with Andy A., another Top Step trader utilizing the API capabilities with Top Step X. So, great opportunity. Listen, learn, ask questions, and learn how traders just like yourself are utilizing these program tools in your very own Top Step X platform. And a little further down the road, coming around here about 1 o'clock p.m., uh, uh, back by popular demand and much popular demand. Get ready to have your July starting off on the right foot with the mindset coach, Robin Day. There she is. Beautiful smile, beautiful lady, very knowledgeable. Robin is back on Top Step TV, ready to take on more of your questions. If you've been struggling with your trading, I have. I'm going to be watching this for sure. And you're looking for help. Oh, I need help. Robin is your go to. So, you got time right now. Start brainstorming those questions if you have not already started. And now be there about 1 p.m. Central Time uh, today. Trading Psych with Robin Dane. And just to give a heads up, we did send out an email for our times Thursday, July 3rd, 12 p.m. early close. There is a 5 p.m. regular open for July 7th trade date. Friday, 12 p.m. Central Time early close. Now, the Independence Day is that's the holiday coming up here, which means markets will be closing early July 3rd and 4th in observance for the holiday. So check your email because we did send these out page. And that's what I got. Andre, back to you.
Thank you, Eddie. We are not done cooking to the upside here in the NASDAQ. New highs just printed 22,847. Coach Jay talking about 22,900s. Can we get there? Still got time. We got the again one. Yeah, just
Here's that target that I was looking for in that initial long. Yeah,
yeah.
short on that one a little bit, but it's all right. 75 contracts at 867.
867. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yep. Got
restrict
you,
myself
Roger.
from buying the potential breakout here just because it's a little past top of the hour.
Uh huh.
Yeah. If I buy it now, I'm definitely late for the party. But what am I to really say? We live, we see how it prints. It is a somewhat decent wedge in an uptrend. Somewhat. I think this is it for me. Usually my mental capital gets cooked by about 11:30.
As he yawns, takes a vigorous swig, just chilling out. Okay, here we go. See, ES8. ES doesn't want to go with the NASDAQ just yet. Dow's just doing nothing. We definitely got a rotation going here. Crude grinding higher, 65. Call it 66 even. NASDAQ definitely in the way. This is NVIDIA, Jack? This is who's leading the
Nvidia,
charge here?
Tesla, Apple's up 2%. We're seeing sort of like a narrowing of the spread and rotation from yesterday, where I believe at one point when I was looking, Nasdaq was down like 1%, ES was scratched. Now today we're seeing the NQ perform about a half a percentage point better than the ES.
Yeah, Jay, you got stopped out on that just to see you go to 40. Jay, okay,
Yeah,
so
I
what? You're
know.
stop. You moved your stop into profit. What?
Yeah, so I was risking about $200 on that trade. So once we got to 2 to 1, I moved my stop to 1 to 1. That's why I always try to remind myself to take more than one contract, and I just didn't do it because instead of I look at
We're
it as a
talking about.
management target, right? So then I
Yeah.
take one off instead of having to trail the full position, because my stop would still be at 93, which is valid. Uh, but I had a one lot on, so you got to make a decision about a one lot. Uh, it is what it is. Maybe I'll just take the $200 risk. That's what I
That's what I
should
was
have done,
gonna.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I mean, you're
74%
talking.
I
lead.
got to recall that conversation we had at dinner in Chicago.
No, well, no.
No, I
That
don't.
stays at dinner.
that's
That stays at
that's
dinner.
exactly
That
it.
stays,
Does it
that
does?
stays at dinner. But yeah, there's something to it. But I heard you talking about this in opening call, I believe. Or no,
Mhm.
you and JD talking about how this is your journal, right? This is
Yep.
you don't journal as much because YouTube and Top Step TV is your journal, and sometimes talking about trades execution, perhaps following through with it, so to speak, when you're on. is something you're kind of working on. Just something I don't know. I noticed, but hey, good
Yeah.
read, man. You went with the trend.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
keep that
that
conversation. That conversation stays at dinner.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's I wasn't wrong. No. 62 60 62 60 in the ES much more hesitant to go higher here. Nothing on the tilt. Doom, locked out. You're chilling. You're reading your fan mail. Talking to
No,
the wife.
I'm looking up a place because you mentioned the train station, and
Okay,
I
you're
went
looking
to
at
a
Palatine.
very nice bar for lunch there, right in downtown Palatine,
Yeah.
and in the center of the it was great. Such a great fish and chips. I don't know should I plug the name or not.
No, thank you. Well, dude, I mean, hey, we got people watching from all across the globe, and we are putting
They don't know where
Palatine,
it is.
Illinois on the map right now. We are putting Palatine
Hey,
on the map.
it's a wonderful place. I went to the condominium that I used to live in, and
All right, we got to quit talking about Palatine, dude. No one cares about
More.
you and
I care. I want to hear about this.
it's a time capsule, man. Time capsule.
I-
I'll say that much.
I love you, man. I love you. You're the absolute best. Biggest, largest. We got new rankings here on top fans. Still weird coming. Top fans. Eddie Horn now in the first place. Mafusi staying strong in second, and Fairchild rounding out the top three.
Who gives a shit?
Eddie, I don't know, man. They just put this in front of our face. I don't know what this shit means.
Amen to that.
I don't know. Why is Doom? He's not. I love Doom, man. Doom and I broed. Oh, Lake Zurich. All right, we're getting way too local around here.
Yeah, let's just read through the Metro
You said
Northwest
Lake
line.
Zurich?
Yeah, man. They're talking about Lake Zurich.
Anyone here from Elburn? I've never seen it. I just know it's the end of the Metro line that I'm on. I would love to hear about Elburn.
Griff, I am
Elburnite.
a proud Viking. I'll put it that way. I am a proud Viking. For that. All right, so it's enough of that. Enough of that. Let's get to these markets. Again, we got that API. What's up, Doom?
If you get down with Baron, I can talk about Texas and places around Fort Worth and Dallas and stuff. Man, I've been around. I know probably the best, but kind of dirtiest and kind of bad looking joints where they make the best tacos and burritos and Mexican food.
There you go. It's getting way too way too. I'm getting way too. All right, Jack, you take it from break. Take 5. We got some more news coming out. We got London closed. You got it here, Jack. Got me?
Yeah, 1 second. I think James is going to be dropping something off for me at some point. I'm going to tell him to come in.
Let's go.
Anyway,
James.
Andre's taking a break. We're still hanging around 62.60 in the ES. What's happening in the tilt now? 50-50, pretty indecisive. 2/3 long CL, 57% long. The gold, everybody's flat at the moment. Getting a little consolidation at this level. Jay, are you just still in buy the dip mode?
Still in buy the dip mode, and I'm looking at this platinum chart. Platinum has just been 5% up on the day right now, Jack. I don't know what has gotten into this market. I think it's supply concerns or something like that, but it is.
Which
and
market
trending.
is that?
Platinum?
Platinum.
Platinum.
Okay.
Yeah. We've had some 10% days in platinum recently. John V says you're in a platinum trade right now. I can see why. It's been a trending market, and these are prices that we haven't seen since I think 2011 in platinum, and we're up 5% today. Pretty wild move.
Yeah, we talked about a lot easier to keep. The commodities don't have the eternal bid the same way that equities tend to, or even gold in that respect. Is using oil as an example. Oil is trading much, much lower than it was 15 years ago, right? So
yeah,
something to think about if you're into shorting. Right now, we're getting a little bit of relief. Not relentlessly squeezing the sellers right now in the ES. Nvidia has kind of stabilized here. Wow, that is a fast and furious move.
I have
What were you saying, Jay?
157 marked as a price of interest on Nvidia, and we ran into it quick.
Watching
Yeah, there's
Russell.
a lot of calls there. 57.5.
Yeah, 57 and 26, 50. That's what I have marked, man. What I got next? 58.86 and 160. Interesting day on Nvidia. I'm keeping an eye on it, just on the side here, and wow, wow.
Very strong, very long in NVIDIA. We're cautiously, patiently waiting for some kind of dip to buy here.
I don't
It's
like the
been
fact that the
tough
Nasdaq didn't
sledding.
take out 850s there on this way up. Kind of a whole number level. I mean, maybe we just go take it out here, but with all the buying that we've seen so far today, stopping at that whole number level is kind of similar to what we did on the downside yesterday. We did take out 600s, but it did it kind of reluctantly, and then we see the pop. So
I bought
We are
826,
okay,
3 micros. Yeah.
okay. Doom's 3 micros long. We got about 15 minutes until the European close. Should have said Euro close. Jay, when are you heading to Jamaica?
the 16th,
Okay,
16th
just
of
marking
July.
that in my calendar. I'm leaving on the 25th
Okay,
for
where are you going, Jack?
Mexico.
Mexico. Nice,
Mexico. Yeah.
nice. What part are you going to?
Need
I
a
love
direct.
Mexico.
I just need a direct flight somewhere to a beach for a while.
Okay, good place to go.
Not a smuggling run, is it, Jack? You usually do those. Just vacation.
It's not. I am
Yeah.
definitely not going there with, an empty duffel bag to hit up the pharmacias.
No.
That would be
Okay.
illegal.
Of course.
6260 ES. Volume been falling off a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely slowed down. Definitely slowed down here.
Well,
Gold.
while it's slow, you have time to like this stream. Please like and subscribe. We got to get to 170,000 followers today. Subscribers, as they're called. Or the consequences will be dire. It's
Show the
Independence
love.
Day.
What are we at right now?
Liberate
How many
yourself
subscribers are we
from
at?
being a NPC on our stream. Get in there. Get into the chat.
Yeah, let
How
me
many
ask you
subscribers
something,
are we
Jack.
at? 159?
You think we got traders sort of just saying, okay, you know what, market's dead here. I'm done for the week. You think we're going to start seeing that here now? Half a day tomorrow, half a day Friday.
I think that we'll see things. I mean, it always slows down right after NFP, but I think you'll see a lot of people trying to get out and go home after NFP tomorrow. By the way, for
Okay.
context, we need 190 more people to subscribe to get to 170,000. That'd be pretty cool. Cool if you
See how
did.
many fake email addresses I can do before we get off of fast markets.
Yeah.
Honestly, the show is so good that I think they just forget to hit the like. It's what I do. I just hit the like. Like, I completely,
They're
it
just
goes over
stunned.
my head. Yeah, I'm just so sunk into what you guys are saying, what's going on, keeping an eye on the market. The like button is the last thing that goes through my mind.
You just reminded me to like it, actually, so I did.
Same here.
Me too.
You see what I'm
Thanks,
talking
Doom.
about?
Thanks, Doom. All right, 5 more.
Hit that like
Okay,
button.
so we get the
Likes
SPX is at
going up.
6211.
Uh,
What do you say, Jay?
Bullish on the likes. They're going up. Doom just had to
There we go.
remind everybody.
Seem to have maybe found our happy place here. Let me take a look around. Nothing doing. Still near 4.3 in the 10-year. Meta is the only Mag 7 stock down at the moment, just 0.25%. VIX under 17 again. That is the sign of a very stable market.
yeah.
Well, I see in the green room right now, while there's not much going on, we have everyone's favorite segment, certainly Baron's favorite segment. We got James back there. He's got a cool T-shirt on. He's got some cool news for us. So James, hit it. He's like laughing on mute.
We stalled just long enough to make it work. Good job, team. Welcome to the news. Andre's back just in time as well. And good, because this first story is for you, Andre, and for anybody else out there. Stop chugging milk before you go to bed. It's giving you nightmares, guys.
What?
You know, we all know we love to drink a big tall glass of milk, eat a pint of ice cream, or otherwise before going to bed, but it's giving you nightmares, science says. More than 1,000 students at a university took a study, and over half of them responded to bad sleep patterns or even nightmares when intaking lactose before going to bed. Now, Andre, I know I set you up for that. I have no idea what your sleeping habits are. I don't know if you chug 2% whole milk or skim, but stop.
I'm on that Gabe Palmer. What's Gabe? Gabe drinks like raw
The,
milk or something
the
like
raw,
that.
unfiltered. He goes out to the cow, gets it himself. Yeah.
I think he
Milks
takes
it
the cow to
himself.
bed with him.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Yikes.
You know, hey.
Yeah. All right. So no
Convenient.
milk.
No
When
milk.
we were kids,
No milk.
warm
I mean,
milk
it's
would
a
help
bit
you sleep.
distressing for a grown-ass adult to drink a glass of milk before they go to bed. It seems kind of infantile. Like my 3-year-old son does that, and even he is kind of moving off of it.
This,
It's like, no,
You know,
Dad, I
because
need
he's
the hard
3.
stuff.
this
Like
one
the
time
Venn
I was on a
diagram of people that do that and like serial killers. Big intersection here. You should be put on a list. And no wonder they have nightmares.
agree. This some one time I got a dumb joke at a steakhouse. I'll get a steak and I'll order a glass of milk, and they look at you like a freaking weirdo. It's
Andre,
so
do
dumb.
you know what a sloppy steak is? I know
What is
Jack
it?
does.
What
Never
is
mind.
it?
Look it up later. Anyway, I want you to know the one thing about this article that leaves me leaving a question for you guys is
Order
They
filled.
talk about through this study they found a phenomenon they're more interested in called night eating. When you get out of bed, go to get a snack out of the fridge, eat it, go back to bed, and have no awareness of having done it. Have you or do you know anybody who has ever done that? Because I can't think of a time in my life anyone has slept eat.
Well, James, you just said they're not aware that they did it. So you asked me if I did it. How would I know
Well, like
if
you
I
wake up covered in
did it?
Pop-Tart crumbs.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the kids. Anyone in the chat?
That's
Are
what
you
it
aware
is.
if you sleep eat? I like this.
Anyway, let's get on to our next story. And chat, I did this for you. A hospital says stop sending unsolicited urine samples. I put that smiley face there because the last time I had a picture of piss in a jar, everyone said, "Great, I gotta look at piss." Well, guess what? Now it's a smiley face. You're welcome. I'm a man of the people.
You are.
Wow.
I'm fighting these allegations. Anyway, this is out of Scotland, I believe. Please stop bringing your urine to the doctor without them asking you for it. I don't know why this has to be said. Doctors will tell you if they want a sample. Although that being said, I do roll around with around 5 to 6 samples strapped to me at any given time for any curious parties. You never know when you're gonna need to be tested.
What is going on?
Yeah, you know it's a big red flag when you come into the doctor's office with like an Aquafina bottle filled with pee. It's like, here it is. It's totally
I
mine.
promise.
Damn, that's
Nothing
a
to see
lot.
here, Doc.
You gotta
It's
be
boiling
classy.
hot, just like you asked. And finally, our last story. This is more for me than it is for you. Billy Joel Armstrong of Green Day kicks off a fan for playing Oasis' Wonderwall instead of playing Good Riddance. Green Day, who loves to close most of their sets by inviting a fan on stage to play Good Riddance (parentheses Time of Your Life), this fan took it, immediately started playing Wonderwall by Oasis. Billy Joel
awesome.
Armstrong immediately strips the guitar from his hands, says, "Nope, wrong song, before security drags him off. And then, yeah, look at this next screenshot. That's Liam Gallagher of Oasis responding to the clip saying best song of the night.
Yeah. Yes. That is too. Where did this happen, James?
Good.
That is too perfect.
Oh man.
That is
Let's see. This is
Oh.
closing out the show. Luxembourg, Monday night, June 20th.
Incredible.
We have a
Dude, I would
Luxembourg in our
love
show, so
the
I need to see
Gallagher
that video.
brothers. They would be great in like the Top Step chat. They are just the biggest haters in the world.
Yeah.
there's no way
they
either
are-
of them know what this is. So if we have two independent parties reach out to them and then we can parent trap them on the show, I think that'll be really good.
Oh
love
yeah,
them.
can't have them in the
They hate
same
each
room.
other. They hate each other. I
But they
love
love
them.
money. Catch Oasis on tour 2025, coming to a city near you. That's the news for today. I do have one last thing before I go.
yeah.
Yesterday, we keep talking about these swag boxes. This is our summer swag box from Top Step that Danielle lovingly put together in there. Everything you need to look cool by the beach or whatever you want to do this summer. We want you repping Top Step wherever you go. So we dropped a raffle in chat. We drew a winner. And Danielle, once again, through the magic of Microsoft Paint, made us a winning graphic. Let's get that one up there. Here is your winner, Kaleem D. You are our Top Step swag giveaway
That's not
winner.
Kaleem.
Andre, with his
That's not
third
Kaleem
eye,
D. That's
picks
not
the winner.
Kaleem.
Danielle will be packaging up that swag box and sending it your way. Don't worry, chat. We're going to have way more of these coming. This is the first of many. It's a way to spice up your summer. So, Kaleem, congrats. Keep an eye on your inbox. I'm sure we'll send you a confirmation email. And otherwise, back to the markets. Have a great rest of your day. See you later.
Thank you.
Good stuff, James.
That's pretty good.
And if I can add, those winners, when you get that box and you put that swag on, we want you to take a picture and send it to #PowerHour. We want to see you in the Top Step swag.
Yeah. And I'm with Robert Darcy. Blah, blah, blah. Useless psychobabble. Which part? The Green Day, the Milk. Which one was the useless psychobabble? I enjoyed it.
Yeah, my review.
The
Which
urine
one did you hate?
sample was something. The urine sample was something. Imagine the scenario that you're the doctor and like one of your patients walks in with a big jug. It's like, hey, how's it going, doc? Here's the urine sample. On your desk. Like 32 ounces.
Well, see you later.
Yep. Oh, they love it. Yep.
Where did the third eye thing come again? Was it something? Didn't your girlfriend tell you that or something?
Oh, where did that come from? Something. Yeah, it's a good question. It came from. She was into like the chakra stuff, the yoga stuff, or something like that. And I'm gonna butcher this. This is going. Something along that, and plug into your third eye, something along that. I don't know, something like that. It's just
okay.
Yeah, psychobabble. Actually, it's just psychobabble. Yes, there it is. Seeing with your third eye.
I got such a dirty joke, man.
How dirty?
You keep it over there.
How dirty? Oh, wait, stop. Okay, I think the checked. We got 2 minutes till the Euro close at the bottom of the hour. Let's go around here. Coach Jay, still about $500 or so.
Yep, $500. I do like shorts now. That Nasdaq not trading 850s up there. A little concerning for longs. Why didn't you buy 850s if you got that close? And we have VWAP for the session down at 762. So I don't hate shorts here. If I'm going to take it.
Hongus. Yes, Hongus. That's what it is. She told me I need to open my third eye. I need to open my third eye. And
have you done that?
I never. Well, apparently there it is. Yeah. No, not really. Nope.
We'll get you in a cave with Aaron Rodgers, and we'll straighten you out.
Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll be rolling over a little bit here in the Nasdaq. And Euro close 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Is this when people buy the dip or this thing rolls over? Take a look
at what a day I'm having here, man.
Doom, I know. Hang in there, man. Hang in there.
It's part of it. You can't go without it.
What I will say is you're managing your downside. What's your P&L right now? Realize
I'm down unrealized 280. Well, I'm down unrealized 150. and 128 from
Manageable.
before.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I'll live. But I got distracted by the news. That's such a great segment.
Thank you. You hear that, Baron?
There you go.
Tell him.
Vindicated.
I think Baron's
I
listening to the
agree.
show right now.
No chance. No chance. No chance. He brought on a student yesterday, Baron and Jaron.
Right.
They were fun. Check that out. That was Power Hour yesterday.
New
Into a
bar.
trade. 22,000.
800's holding here, but I don't know.
They
This
are,
looks
Jay.
shaky. This looks shaky.
And we got 70% short on the NASDAQ tilt right now. London has closed. I'm going to try to hold these 8. Yeah, I know. Hang in there, Doom. Hang in there. Take a look at ES. Look at this 5. Look at the 5 minute. We've been in a range the last hour in the ES. Call it a 7-8 point range in the ES. Downside about 62.55. Upside around 62.63. We're talking about 8 points. What's up, Doom? You're muttering to yourself. What's going on?
I'm gonna give this chart a little bit of encouragement. Boom.
Okay. What's
the cucumba?
The cucumba. The cucumba.
There we go. This
is
the way.
Here? What am I looking at here? Your charts are everywhere.
It's it's a thing.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh, I remember when you first came on here. When you first came on here with that thing. 22,812. They did hold those 800s for now. We just see a 70% short and tilt peeled back to 64% now. ES
held.
just yeah, they did. Jack, keep an eye on this ES. Maybe we got a little. I mean, we'll see.
Still like it. Testing back to 62.50.
Yeah, see what happens if up around these 64s or 65s as we trade 62. Man, Eddie, we're talking about holiday weekend. I still got to hear about what Doom's plans are. What 4th of July holiday weekend looks like at Doom. He says he's already got the ribs in the works. So we talked about perhaps a shortened trading session tomorrow with Non-Farm. What do we got, Eddie, in terms of Top Step TV on air hours?
Top Step TV. Well, with the 4th of July holiday quickly approaching, and the markets are slowing down as we're seeing this, we here at Top Step TV, we're going to be taking a half day tomorrow, July 3rd. All right. We want to encourage everyone to unplug, relax, call it a day, celebrate this weekend however you like. We're going to be keeping the show going until 12 p.m. Central Time. So 12 o'clock noon. And but then we're going to be shutting it down until Monday morning. Once again, Top Step TV will be off air tomorrow afternoon, as well as all day Friday in observation of the 4th of July holiday in the United States. And guaranteed, we're going to turn those lights back on Monday morning at 7:20 a.m. Central Time. So we'll be there. We'll get this fired up and take some time off, relax. We all need it. We all need it, especially with these crazy markets we've seen. Enjoy your holiday. That's what I got, Andre. Back to you.
Good. Yeah, next week from today, trade deadline. Deadline day? Deadline July 9th. See how that plays out. Sounds like Vietnam's got something in the works there. Japan, not so much just yet. Doom is long right now. Keep an eye on this. Jack, over time.
For once, I bought non-explosive fireworks. I'm sorry, guys. Just colorful show from a little kid. Nothing that can blow up a car or any of that. But
don't blow up
for July, man.
Yeah, what's the inventory look like for the 4th of July bash there? Doom?
The big Sam's Club 180 bag of I forgot the name of the Panther, Black Panther brand, or you know what I'm
Black
talking
Cat?
about? Those huge, those Black Cat, those huge boxes of just goodies that go colorful stuff.
I love that Sam's Clubs. I love the Sam's Clubs in Florida sell fireworks. That's incredible.
They have it in store and on their parking lot.
Here in
Oh,
Chicago,
Florida.
you drive across the Indiana border.
Oh,
It's
Really?
good stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
oh
what we
yeah,
do. We go to
like
Pennsylvania.
they'll sell you anything in
that's cool.
Indiana.
I think there was we used to have a good selection at the Alsip flea market, if that's still going.
Mm.
If I were setting off fireworks, which I am not, I am past those days. I don't know how comfortable I'd feel buying fireworks from a flea market, but everyone do them.
It is gone work, so why not?
This just got way too local today. All right, Doom, you are long from 826. Jack, I was looking at a 5-minute. Look at the 5-minute range here. Those
Gonna
range
break out.
traders. I mean, why,
It's now or never, man.
I don't know if we're gonna break out. What
It's
would
going.
change? I think,
Yep.
let's see.
There's new highs of the New York session.
Be sure.
S&P leading now.
Maybe. I don't know if there's any gas in the goose here. We got up to these levels 62.65. Last trade 62.64. Every time, 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the last hour we get up here. The sellers do try to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
Dow's pushing higher here. NASDAQ lagging just a bit. Look at the ladder here. Nothing on there. Volume's dissipating. This is a cheap one. 50-50 on the tilt. This is going to zombie rally this thing. What's up, Doom?
I'm going to start limiting my exposure if it doesn't break above my entry here. I ain't giving the full stop. Not happening.
Break out here.
Push, push, push.
Is ES going to lead now? There might be some stops up here as well. Right above the 65, 66 is 62.65 trading right now. Now the NASDAQ. This is interesting. Okay, so ES was just dragging, obviously lagging. Now ES might want to take this thing higher. NASDAQ doesn't want to go. Dow is pushing. Gold grinding higher here. 33.53 last trade in gold. Right back to point of entry here for Doom as we trade 22,824. What would the setup look like?
Testing
Break.
above.
Yeah, let's watch this play out here.
See if we can get another stop run.
Yeah.
It's been a team that it makes the run and then we consolidate from either before or past noon for a little while into the end of the day. It's something common, but we had those magical days where it's just a unidirectional day all the way up.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Could very well be.
It is my setup long, and I kind of early took it, but it is my setup long. If it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out.
All right, roger that. Need some more. Jay, how are you reading this? Take a look at the ES. I know he's counting.
It looks like the ES is starting to lead now. The volume is slowed down a lot, right? So we were looking at the delta to start the session, and it was positive 5,600 in the ES at one point. It's back down to positive 2,000. Where it's still positive, but we're not seeing buyers coming in at these highs. Again, I don't like the fact that the Nasdaq didn't trade 22,850s there. So
same.
I would be leaning to the short side, but it might be a trade that it might be one of those where it takes a while to play out and then it happens all at once, kind of thing.
I agree.
I do see. Say it again.
I agree. It's in the play.
Yeah.
Beautiful analyst there, Coach J. Man, I shorted it twice. The moment I got wrong, emotional damage.
Man, dude, you're going through it, man. I love the transparency, though. You coming on here, Top Step TV. Wear your emotions on your sleeve. Love your vibe, man. You always. What's it look like when Doom gets down on himself? Do you ever?
No, man, but chin up. It's
Huh?
it's part of the journey. I've taken losses before. I even started trading. So
Sure.
you won't gain anything if you don't risk anything.
Point. We're seeing the
Yeah.
Dow and the Russell pushing higher, and we saw this yesterday, right? Dow and Russell rallied while everything else was selling off. Nasdaq and the ES kind of stopped.
I'm down to
I don't
one.
know. I got like
We're in the Nasdaq and say, well, this is an obvious bull flag. Obviously bull. And now look at the 5 minute here, 22. Like Jay was saying, they are defending the 22,800s. They have been for the last call it 30 minutes or so. Last trade 22,809.
because this is a counter trend trade. I'm taking it with micros, but I'm short 2 micro Nasdaq, looking for a VWAP test. Short from 22,810.
22,810. All right, 2 micro.
Risk is going to be high of the day.
847.
Yep, yeah, I'm at 850, but yeah, right above that.
All right, VWAP overnight VWAP 22,736. 736. Tilt's leveled off just a bit, and got a few more minutes here in fast markets. Again, we got that API sandbox with myself and Robert and Andy will be joining us for that. We'll be leaning on those two fellas. I'll be there to ask the dumb questions. What is an API? What can we do with it? Now, we'll really dive into it, and it's really cool stuff. We're talking about Tilt. See what we can do with that. With the possibilities are endless. Get those if thens ready to go. But that's gonna be very, very interesting. Again, we got another VIP check-in today as well. Top quiz. I do believe we got top quiz. No top quiz. Scratch that because we got no top quiz. So we got Robin Dane and Hogue. You think Robin Dane's got time for top quiz? I don't think so. Robin Dane's
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Next question indeed. All right. Watching this ES. Again, Coach J. Doom, you're still long? Yes?
Oh yeah. I'm long just 1 micro. I got picked, and it seems to be holding price where I got picked last 500 tick low. I'm gonna let it play out, but I do see what the possibility and what Coach J was talking about, that it's that sell might come in at once.
Yeah, we got short 162 right here, right now.
Love it.
It's actually just
Love it,
back
Jay.
into the trade we were before, a quarter tick better, so we don't get the FOMO of that. Kind of going along with Jay on this one.
What
Tested
price, Jack? I'm
above
sorry.
that range.
61s?
62, 63 quarter.
62, 63 quarter. Okay. What this is obviously we're in a tight range right now. So what would be the downside target on something like this?
I still like the 6250 as a magnet, so somewhere around there. I would definitely start trailing, but first we got to get it in our favor. So let's see if that happens.
Yeah, sounds good. Top of the hour in about 17 minutes. A few more minutes left here on Fast Markets. Oh, we are closing at 170,000 subscribers, by the way, and we are getting a lot of pressure behind the scenes. We got to make sure they are clicking subscribe. Please click subscribe. Let's get to 170,000 by the end of the day, end of Fast Markets. What's the count up to? See behind the scenes, but click subscribe. We're closing at 170,000 subscribers. I am looking at who am I looking at to click subscribe? I'm looking at UCW 2448 because you are number one on top fans right now. I'm looking at you, Mafusi, Emmons, Fairchild. I'm looking at you.
Who's Mafusi? I'm seeing Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Is Mafusi the same as Mufasa? Number 5 on top fans?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm texting the wife to sub for the show. I'm sure she hasn't.
Oh.
What do we have for subscribers right now?
I'll take a. Hey, It says Mafusi on the thing.
It definitely
Sorry.
does.
It says Mafusi
Yeah,
on the thing. Can they see that? Can they see the rankings, or
they
is that
can't see
just
that.
us?
I don't think so.
Oh, they
I think
cannot.
we could just yeah.
Oh, I did not. Okay, sweet. So we can tease you with that throughout. Okay, so Mufasa. Okay, my bad. My bad. All right, closing at 170,000. Still got a little work to do. Less than 200 away.
Oh,
Click
they can see it.
subscribe. They can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you know why I said Mafusi. And there you go. It says Mafusi on there. Okay, house account is short and
26.
Jay
We
is
need 124 more subs today.
yes.
Please do it.
They're gonna yes. We're gonna have a good 4th of July here. But let's see if this thing wants to roll over. These 800s seem to be in the sand right now. Tug of war, if you will. 50-50 on the tilt. Well, 64% short. Again, we saw, what do we see? 80% long. 80% long in the NASDAQ as well today. And we did push higher. So there you go. Let's see if we want to hold this thing.
Someone asked why I took this short in the micros instead of full contract. It's a counter trend trade for the daytime session, so just limiting risk on it.
Good question. Good answer.
Very good answer.
Yep. No,
it's strategic. I love it.
Yeah, you're looking to get a little base hit here, a quick hitter, if you will. But yes, click subscribe, click notify as well. I'm told that's the real button that matters. That bell in the upper right hand corner. But yeah, let's close in on 170,000 subscribers as we are on this Wednesday, July 2nd. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Tomorrow's non-farm, shortened trading day. Buckle up. And yes. It's non-farm Friday. Now it is. Well, tomorrow is a non-farm Thursday. All right, JD, enough babbling from me. Come on in here, man. I'm still thinking about Bally's. Yeah, you're still calling out Bally's and being a fraud. But come on in. What do we got here? We got some fun streaks. I'm still thinking about that. I love it. What's up, JD?
That joint's seen their last dollars for me, that's for sure. All right, here are your funded trader hot streaks from yesterday. Top of the board, Daniel T, 230 bucks trading the MNQ, now on a 58-day ripper worth $12,628. Jason B, 284 trading the MNQ, 40 days worth $19,996. Jason L, 200 bucks trading the MNQ also. Brandon was also trading the MNQ. A lot of micro NASDAQ traders here. Jason's on a 34-day heater worth $8,914. Brandon, 33 days worth $19,912. And Christopher R, trading the Russell. I think this is our first Russell trader on the hot streaks board. Christoph made his way up. We lost Humway yesterday. Did not trade. Might see him back again tomorrow. But Christoph made $218 trading the Russell. 33-day hot streak worth $11,148. No big board today, folks. There's a little glitch in the data. We'll get back to that tomorrow, hopefully. But that's what I got for you for now.
58 days.
Thanks very much, JD.
Thank you, JD.
Yeah. 58 days. Yeah, no, still Delesh. No one can get that Delesh.
I re-added to my trade. I'm holding 4 at 826 and 3 ticks. My stop is at the bottom of the current 5-minute candle.
Okay. Doom long 4 micro NASDAQ 22,826.75. Low vol trades. What happened to the guy making 12 bucks a day on 100? Oh, never got to 100 days. I believe it was 92 or 93 days. And
there was a new guy. I don't know if you were
correction. He did make it to 100 before hitting DLL. Sean O was talking about him last week. Came in last Friday, hit 100 days.
Whoa.
Averaging about 12 bucks a day. I talked about him on the hot streaks last week a couple of times, leading up to his 100th day victory.
Okay.
But that was it. Ended that streak at 100 days on the dot. The Leshes fall from grace.
That's insane. That's
big
insane.
shout out to Sean O. Yeah. 100 days worth about $1,200.
Well, I mean, 100 days part
not
is
eligible.
Absolutely
Yeah. No. Not eligible for a payout. Poor guy.
He's like one of those it's a living, you know, like one of those birds they use as a tool on the Flintstones.
It's 100 days.
It's a living.
Yes, 11. Crude still grinded higher here a little bit. After that EIA number bottomed out at 65.23. Again, surplus. Yeah, and the fade the number exactly. Hoop, you're thinking the exact same thing. Fade the number, big miss, and we are up 80 cents, 85 cents from lows of 65.23. Now trading 66.31. It is amazing. Obviously, the P&L obviously feels like they're just trading for the streak, but 100 days.
100 days is
You
100
do
days.
you.
If you tried to fade yourself, if you tried to lose 100 days in a row, it's equally as hard. Equally as hard.
I've only
Hogs,
tried once to lose
higher every
money,
day.
and I
You
made
made money.
$17,000. Yeah,
That's the problem, man. When you do the fade yourself and you make money, what do you do
Take the
next?
best trade.
What do you
I
do
had to
next?
lose $53 to get into a consistency bracket parameter to get a payout from a different firm. And I made 17 G's, making it impossible for me to take any type of payout. So just walked away.
Man, oh yeah. Fading yourself, it's a dangerous game, but we've all been there. I want to get long here. All right, I'm getting short. Shoot, it worked. Now what?
My performance score today is 3. Very bad.
Is that out of 10, 5, 100?
Out of 10. Out of 10.
Okay.
3. Okay. Do you do this daily? Or is this just a
Every
thing
day.
you're just oh
Every day. I
shit, I
just
don't know
put the
about
P&L and my score. I have fantastic days where my score was low. Just because. Either I got more fortunate than skillful. But yeah, today is definitely a 3. Not a 0, but a
100%.
3.
So yes, okay, crude's still pushing higher. Crude now up a buck off that EIA number. Crude's up about $1 in the last hour or so. Now trading 66.28, closing in on the highs 66.43. A long crude. Go figure. So Doom, you rate yourself based what on P&L execution? Because I like how you said that you had good P&Ls, but also you
Presence,
got 40.
awareness gets 2
Yeah.
points. Execution gets 2 points.
Oh.
And I got 3 more. Like emotions gets 2 points. And I got 2 more that secret. But overall,
See, wait,
either
what?
it's 0, 1,
Secret?
or yeah, the other 2 are secret.
Wait a minute, hold on.
The pinch of conspiracy.
Oh, the tinfoil?
The tinfoil. Hey, the tinfoil pays some days.
I love it, man. I love it. Crude not done. All right, crude still cooking. Crude just put in some new highs. Crude 66.40, 66.49 now. Crude is on the move higher. Crude up 50 cents in the last.
Whoa, what's going on there?
I don't know, last minute or so. Looking for possible
1
headlines. See
second.
if gold pops here as well. Might have some news, but big volume spike in crude as we just printed new highs. I'll see if the ES takes note or the equities take note, and maybe you want to take this lower. But right now, crude the big mover on volume to the upside. You're not seeing anything on the wire. We are in a holding pattern. Just shorts, big squeeze. PBJ says, "What does it mean to
squeezed and squeezed?
Yeah, what does it mean to fade? Fade. Yeah, Hoop will explain on Lunchbox, but essentially, it's taking the opposite. But there's a little bit more detail to that. House count short from what is it, Jack?
62,
60.
63 quarters. So it's a few ticks against us.
Yeah. Hey Jay, you got a delta?
Yeah. Nasdaq Delta positive 3,000, and the S&P takes forever to load.
Yeah, all good, all good. And James, you want me to talk about that? You're nuts. You're crazy. Let's see if crude is done. Moving to the upside here. Again, just print some new highs. 66.53. 66.53.
S&P positive 4,000.
Okay.
Okay. Growing. Crude might not be done. More buyers stepping in here. 5 cents off the highs there. Trading $66.47. Take a look at the 10-year. I'm looking for anything. We see a pop in crude. Not seeing selling in the 10-year. Just looking for anything. Looking for some correlations. If crude moves this big, obviously you're thinking perhaps Middle East. And, you know, if you see he's moving gold, popping gold with some safe haven buying, maybe we got something cooking, but nothing really. We got the 10-year selling off here, so rates may be going up just a smidge. Again, crude looking to the upside. And we have lost Doom. Doom is out of the recliner. Doom, hold on.
I'm
Doom is
here.
back.
Okay. I was looking for something.
Okay, very good. Looking for that secret. The secret sauce you would not tell us about. I absolutely
I found
love it.
half of it. I found the half of it.
Oh, what is? All right, I don't know what that was.
It's a joke. It's a joke. But
yeah,
I guess somebody stole the dollar one. Not going to blame it on the kid.
I thought we lost it.
You know, some do the thing with two metal balls that have like little bells in them. Those Chinese balls that calm you down.
Has some. Yeah. Dolby has some. Yep. All right, crude not done. Yeah, yeah, all right, crude not done. Crude's still cooking here. It's 66.70. Just printed some new highs. So we're talking the last 16 minutes or so. Crude is up about 90 cents. 90 cents in the last 15 minutes or so. Looking for anything, any correlation, anything that wants to react to that. Oh, shoot, we are past time. Hello, shoot. Forgive with it, Andre, because we got one recap coming up with Jack. James Harden distracted me behind the scenes. We got Jack doing morning recap. We got Coach Jay, Duke. Thank you so much. You guys are absolute best. And after morning recap, we got the API Sandbox with myself, Andy, and Robert. Cootie's going to be back in the house. All right, markets are moving. Keep an eye on this crude moving here. House account is short. Jay is short. Doom, as always, thank you so much for joining us. We talked about Palatine, Illinois, way too much in fast markets.
Represent.
With that being said, morning recap coming up next. After that, Top Step API. I am all flustered with this Palatine talk. This is Top Step TV. Let's go. Watch out for crude. Here we go.
Why Top Step? Because traders shouldn't have to risk everything to participate in the markets. And since 2012, we've provided capital to over 10,000 futures traders just like you. From the pits in Chicago to screens in over 143 countries, we've been motivated by one simple idea. We don't care who you are or where you learn to trade. If you pass Top Step's trading evaluation, you'll be invited to trade with our capital in a fully funded account. As a Top Step funded trader, you keep 90% of profits and we take the losses. We also offer educational resources for all levels, live classes, and free group coaching from a team with over a century of professional trading experience. We're invested in your success. So what are you waiting for? Ditch the brokerage account, start learning by doing, and become a Top Step funded trader today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very revealing photo of just me up here in the screen right now. It's kind of weird. Hogue is out today, so I'll be doing the morning recap. I have actually enlisted a good friend of the show, JD, to help so we can go through the opening trades that they took. Tim, when you're ready, we can bring JD in. Otherwise, I'll just comment. The house account is still short 1 ES from 62, 63 quarter. Looking for it not to take out the high of the day. Hello, Mr. Doherty.
What is up, Jack? How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. So I
Hmm.
was thinking we could do this chronologically right now, and we could go through the trades we took an opening call first, following that
We could sure
ADP
do
number
that.
at 7:15, which showed a loss of 33,000 jobs. Initially sent things lower. JD, take it away.
Yep. It was a big miss on that ADP number. We could switch over to my charts. I'll show you what we did on that first opening range trade in gold. So we're trading micros. Here is that ADP bar right here. This big green bar. That's what happened on the after that big miss in ADP came out. We saw a spike in gold. Equities got hit a little bit. But going into the open, overnight inventory in gold was pretty flat, sideways trade all night long. But then we got that spike. And I was pretty confident getting into a long trade, just expecting a little follow through, which is actually what triggered. House count got long, uh, 5 micro gold at 33.61, just a tick above the overnight high. Put in a new high right off the open, uh, got long, and ended up paying the top there. So, uh, opening range trade, bought the high, ended up getting stopped out on that. It did come to return just a little bit, so giving us this basically this nice double top here in gold. Uh, Turned around, fell out of bed a little bit, and now we're just kind of settling back uh, into that range that we've been in. That was our gold trade. Crude oil, a little different story. Uh, we got long off of the 8 o'clock opening range. It was a very sideways market. There's this little range we were trading in crude oil for better half of the first hour of trading. Uh, Took a long position, gave us a couple ticks. Never was really too far in the money on this trade before turning south and then rotating back higher again, obviously. So we did get stepped out. House count was along 66.11. Got stepped out at 65.80 on that move down. Saw this liquidity grab down here at around 9:30 Central Time, and then the rotation back higher. So a very choppy day all around, gold and crude. We're seeing that in equities too, quite a bit, or a little bit, I should say. But those are our opening range trades. 0 for 2 on those, lost total of $394. So small paper cuts, a couple of small paper cuts, adding up to a $400 loss on opening range trades today. Not the best showing this week in general. We've only had one winner on the opening range trade so far this week. So it has its good weeks, it has its bad weeks. We're coming off a couple of good months. Uh, April and May were solid months for the opening range trade. Made roughly $8,700, I think, over those 2 months taking those opening range trades.
Very nice.
June is not as good. We lost about $2,000 taking opening range trades, and July is not off to the best start either. So uh, we'll see what we can do. Maybe start making some adjustments on these. We're looking at 1 minute opening ranges too. Maybe we should be expanding that a little. Hogan and I have been back testing a bit, seeing if we can optimize this trade a little better. But we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah,
What
we'll
else is
see
going
with
on,
the
Jack?
less volatile markets, maybe it makes sense to let it play out a little more. If we flip over to my
Yeah, for
screens, I'll
sure.
go through the house account first. We've taken two trades. We're still in one of them. Basically, I was looking at the 6250 level, the 6200 SPX. It looked like we had a little stop run above it. So I think we got short one at like 57 in the ES. Got stopped out at 63, so we missed what at the time I threw my hat. I thought we were really selling off there. We did not. We ended up on sort of a little bit of a breakout and coming back in there. Got short one right now that we have on at 62, 63 quarter. To be determined whether that works or I once again, I was going to say something inappropriate there. I once again get humbled by being short this market. if we go over to the NQ, I'm not used to it like Hogue. I wasn't writing down every trade, but Doom got chewed up a little bit on a couple of micros going short here. Jay, who's been trading great lately, actually got long on this dip here. I think that he bought something like, what do I have here? 22,803. Yeah. So Jay got long. He eventually moved his stop once he got 1-to-1. And I believe he ended up getting stopped out for 1-to-1 risk to reward on that trade. Jay also, towards the end of the segment, got short a little bit here as well, about the same time I did. So let me go back to ES real quick, see what we're doing there. I'm exactly at break even now on that second trade. I will keep y'all up to date on what we're doing here, but I'm fine holding this for now. And I think that's about all we have for the recap. JD, is there anything else we should be watching out for as we get later in today?
NFP tomorrow could be real choppy heading into that, so make sure you're trading with stops, manage your risk appropriately, and we see
Reminder, yeah,
volume volatility really dying off in equities. It's gonna be choppy.
great. Reminder again that tomorrow the stream ends at noon. Also, the futures market closes at noon, so be careful about that. Should be a pretty low volume day once we get NFP out of the way, but you never know with the tweets flying. So stay safe, especially if you're using fireworks this weekend. Also, please like and subscribe. We really got to get to this 170K subscribers. It's really for our livelihood. So do it for us. And next, we got the sandbox coming back. Andy A, I see him in the green room now. Coach Robert and Andre. Andre, I don't know if you knew this about him, JD, a brilliant computer scientist and programmer. I believe they named the computer lab in Palatine after him. So I'm interested to see what sort of very pertinent and expert questions he can ask Andy and Robert in this next segment. But that's all we have for now. So we'll take a quick break and be right back with that. This is Top Step TV. Let's go.
Oh, I am very, very excited for this. Yes, Robert, haven't seen him in a minute. Yes, this is the Top Step X API sandbox. Get back to our and he's working behind the scenes. We'll get him in here very shortly. But let's take a look at these markets. Let's trade in the ES 6263. The NASDAQ 22,833. Crude has settled off a little bit, about 15 cents off the highs. $66.44 in the chat. They are fired up. Go API. Let's go, Robert. Robert, the Riz Cooney. What's going on, my man? How you been?
I am doing great. I miss you guys over on Tops of TV, but I'm always lurking in the background and seeing what's going on. So it's a bit of a transition and working through it. I'm having a great time getting the really cool stuff set up with coaching, working with the coders that are in the Discord API channel. We're just having a ball, like making documentation, making videos, training stuff, and setting things up for the next season 3 or for the VIP season 3. So a lot on the plate. I just said earlier, my dad just turned 80, so if he's watching, shout out to dad. He turned 80 this past week, and I went back to Massachusetts for the weekend. I had a couple days off, and when you come back, I can't tell you how many hundreds of messages I had to go through. It took me a day and a half to get through them, but I love it. This is what we're here for, right? We're here for everybody. We'll put the work and the time in. Good to see you, Andre.
Hell yeah, likewise. Happy birthday, Dad. All right, Robert. So we've had open API access on Top Step X for about 2 months now. You've been doing Discord segments as well. This is our third Top Step X API sandbox. How has it been going in your Discord? What's the response been? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man, the response has been fabulous for those that are waiting and interested. And you do have to be, a bit of a nerd like myself in order to do the coding. It's not extremely hard, but you do have to have a little experience behind it. There's some awesome coders in there. They're making some fabulous products and things that you wouldn't even think of. They're building their own dashboards. So I don't want to see. I like the Top Step X dashboard, what's in there, but I don't want to see this, that, and the other thing. I just want to see these main 4 things. So they build it themselves, and they're like, I'm just gonna use this instead. So it's really cool, really cool.
Interesting.
I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat too to answer questions. So.
Okay, again, well, I am not an advanced coder. I am a novice at this, but I do want to level up. I want to take the man in. What are you seeing for a novice like myself? API access. Talk to me. What is it for those that never had experience with it, and how can I, someone like myself, use it to my advantage for trading with Top Step X?
Sure, I'll keep it high level too, because I know there's a lot of people who may be interested in hearing, but won't have the technical wording vocabulary, which is fine. Not everybody does. It's basically you have the back end of the system for the CME where the data comes in and we process, we make our trades. That's where we buy and sell. That's where it happens. We use Top Step X as our front end platform, a graph, a chart, indicators. But there's a connection between that called an API. And it's like the throughway that brings I'm clicking on buy on the ES and it needs to send an order somewhere. It goes through this secure channel. Well, once you open the API up, you can use other products, so to speak, software development tools to create your own version of either Top Step X, your own version of trading. Meaning you can use programming Python. You can program in Python language, in C# language, in C++ language, all different types of computer languages, but they're all going down that same channel, the API. So what does it do? It allows you to take trades, automate trades, so you don't have to be in front of your chart all the time. We always kind of want to make sure we know what's going on, but here's the deal, Andre. Let's say we're just looking at some type of breakout. We want like 5 candles up and down. Well, by the time we see that, by the time we recognize it, our market may have already moved a certain direction and already gone past our entry for our trade to set up. Well, if you have it coded in there already, said, hey, if these 5 candles look like this to enter my trade, by the time you actually look at it and realize it and check your volume and check your contracts and check all these other things you want to make sure is right for your entry, the bot has already entered your trade. So it's pretty much you can tell it to do what you want it to do when you want it to do it, and let it fly. You put stuff in there, trailing stops, ratcheting stops, tracking your P&Ls, and we have the daily loss limit and the daily profit target. Well, you can make your own, and we're working on the bracket orders now to set make an entry, and then you have to bracket order, take profit and stop loss, and then you can enter another one. It goes even further, and all that stuff is available.
So, such for someone like myself, and those that are, like I said, new to this, essentially a bunch of if thens, right? I know it's more complex than that, but if I have a strategy or something that I want to look at, for instance, tilt, all right? Everyone's talking about tilt and go back test that and things like that. If market does this, then market executes. Or am I kind of along those right lines there? Is
You
that
are
talking
100%.
about
There's one piece missing. Yeah, we call it, it's if then else. So if the market breaks a certain level and the volume is a certain amount, then do this. Otherwise, do something else. Okay. So this is an if then else statement for the most part. And then you can put loops and stuff in there that will, you know, uh, check and keep the data flowing as the data is coming in. You're, for example, Andre, if then else. But if that condition never made the then portion, you need to restart that process all over again, right? So you got to, yeah, for not knowing the stuff, you're spot on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm fascinated by this because I was wanting algos. This is essentially what algo trading, right? This is essentially algorithmic trading. This is how we execute this. This is how it is programmed. How long does it take you to develop and fine tune strategies? What kind of strategies are you seeing from the Discord? Something just like very simple. Talk to me. Some of these if thens that you are seeing. I know you're talking about the dashboard, things like that. VWAP. What strategies are you seeing that are you saying, oh, you might be onto something? Something has caught your attention that you did not expect, Robert.
Well, there's two things that you mentioned there, and they overlap each other. And the API is to allow you to use any type of development platform you want, any type of programming language that you want to use to tell the bots, tell them what to do. The other thing you mentioned was in algorithmic trading, and that is more or less the strategy. So the algo says if this moving average crosses over this one and the VWAP is it's above VWAP, then go long. That's the type of stuff. So the algorithmic is simply just a set of instructions that you tell the API to process a trade when those set of instructions line up. Now, here's the interesting part. We say there's not my God, the word indicators. There's no indicators in the API. Well, there isn't for a reason. You don't need them. So Andre, think of this. If we have a 20 moving average, what is that actually, right? We just take the closing price of the last 20 candles, because that's a length back, right? 20 candles. You add them up and then you divide by 20. You don't need an indicator on a chart to do that because you have the code. You have a look. You say look back candle 1, look back 2, look back 3, look back 4, look back up to 20 if you have it set for 20. Add them up, divide by 20, and there's your moving average. If you have an exponential moving average, you have to put a little, just look at what the formula is, the algorithm that makes an exponential moving average versus a simple one. It just gives more weight to the more recent candle. So you can do that. You have all the data. Anything you see on the chart, the reason you see it on the chart is because you have the data already, and it just plants it on the chart, prints it on the chart, paints it on the chart for us humans to visually see something. It is absolutely not necessary to use charts because the process is still there. High of day. I don't need to look at a chart to see what the high of day is. The data comes in from through the API, and if you pull the data based on the daily information, you would be looking technically the number of a daily high candle. So that's the high of day. So we don't have to actually see that on a chart. We can just say, if you break over this level, go long or reverse it or whatever you want to do. So you don't need the pictures. Those are for us humans to try to make light of something.
It's simply time and price. You got price on the y-axis, time on the x-axis. All right, Robert, I do not know how to code. Obviously I don't know how to code. Chat GPT. I do remember you mentioning and alluding to that. You said it's as simple as just plugging in a Chat GPT prompt, and I can say what? It can't be that easy, Robert. There's no way it's that easy. Just hey, Chat GPT, I want high days, fade high a day. Like this can't be that easy, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. It's that easy to type it in and get your answer, but then what do you do with it? Okay, so I actually built this custom GPT using ChatGPT. You can build custom ones, and I just put the link in there. It's called the TopStep X Code Builder, and that is for somebody. Let's say they're using Python, and they're like, "Oh, I really want to use C#." You can do conversions pretty easy, but I have it trained and learned on all the Project X API documentation. So if you enter into that API and say, how do I get the high of day? It will give you the code you need and you copy and paste it. It pulls it right from the documentation. Now, where do you copy and paste it? Well, I use Visual Studio in the programming language called C#. Well, if you haven't used Visual Studio, guess what? You have a learning curve ahead of you. because there's other
Mhm.
things that you have to know about that by pulling the data in. There's things called new get packages, and it's not just as simple as copy and paste. But if you're already done coding in one language, you want to bring it to another language, and you're already doing coding for, let's say, just another product's API, you can say, well, now translate that and change it for me and make it work with the Subset X API. That's where it comes in really, really handy.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, this is incredible. Man, I want to learn more, so much more about this. In the chat, Life of DJ says Robert is super smart. And then we've got, who was that in there? I agree. Robert is super smart. These markets are moving ever so slightly. Crude back on the move to the upside, trading 66.56. I want to do, okay. So these Discord sessions, are there newbies in there? And what kind of strategies are you seeing? Do you guys talk strategy? You guys simply just talk code and how to actually implement
It's
it? Because for me, I just want the strategy. If on the opening, if we see a big pull away from overnight VWAP, I want to I don't know, get long or fade the move and go test overnight VWAP. How would I do something like that? Something I see with my eyes. I see the patterns play out, but I'm not sure if I'm really if the data backs up what I'm seeing. How can is it can I do something like that, Robert? Help me out here, man.
absolutely. So the answer is yes and no, and it's more on the no side just by the way it was just presented, because we have to speak facts. We can't say with API, I want to fade this. So like what does
Ah,
fade mean, right? So we have to say if I am within 10 points of the high of day and I fell back 5 points within this certain time frame using this certain amount of volume, that would be qualified as a fade. So you have to give it the
what
specifics what you're looking for. It is literally just logic, like yes and no, and this happened. um, you see in the chat a lot of times they'll say, you see something like head and shoulders on ES. Like, what
hmm
the hell does that mean? Like,
You
it's a
don't know what
different
that
thing. You
is.
can't say that. Exactly. You have to actually put in there, count the candles back.
Ooh.
I'll get it.
Oh,
Oh, finally. All right. The room just is about to get smarter here. Finally, Robert,
absolutely.
you got someone that can speak your language. We got Andy in the house. What is up, Andy? The API guru, fantastic coder. What's happening, Andy? How's it going?
Thanks for having me on, guys. Happy to be here.
Excellent. All right,
Hey, we got him.
Robert, you two chop it up, and I want to see where this goes and keep drive this thing. Robert, Andy, talk to me about the API, the cool stuff you guys are doing over there. Go ahead, Andy. Hit me.
Well, I started trading futures a little less than a year ago, and despite my best efforts, I can't seem to quell that the impatience that I guess a lot of beginners have, like where you know what you should be doing, but you just don't do. You don't implement best practices, and then so I've been sort of flailing over the past since I started here, and but learning, but not really practicing good risk management. And when I heard the API was open, I thought like, okay, well, why don't I just take the human element out of it and build something that does all of that for me? And so I'd be excited to show you what I've got. My dashboard, I call it the Zando bot. So if you want to
Zando
pop
Mm.
bot.
my the Zando bot.
Let's take out the
So
Zando.
if you
So
want to
Andy, okay,
pop
you've
up
been
my
trading. All right,
screen
so you've been
share, that'd
trading
be
for a
great.
year. You've been trading for a year. Obviously, finding some difficulties, the journey, and you have coding experience. So you just kind of put the two together.
Yeah, so that's
Okay,
what I do. I'm a freelancer, and I do a lot of I build a lot of things with web tech. I do use a lot of
gotcha.
AI, so I have like a fundamental knowledge of code structure and language structure, but I utilize like Cursor and Claude and ChatGPT, but I have a very best practices approach where I want the code to be clean. I want to understand what it's doing. I want it to be organized. So that's kind of my process.
Is this Zando? Are we looking at Zando right
This
now?
is let me walk you through Zandobot. So
Cool.
right now, I used TradingView lightweight charts. So they have a package that has it's like a bare bones version of TradingView, and I built in a chart that connects to the TopStep X API and gets historical bars, and then also connects with the real-time price feed. And that was a really tricky part, which is like connecting the last bar with the real-time updates. Like, wow, that's hard to do because that gap is you have to fill the gap, and you have to there's a lot of sensitivity around that. So but so it started with me building this as a trading view alert spot where like you're taking a strategy in TradingView and you're letting in the alerts push to through something that you build to TopStep X to place the orders. But I found that that was very like unreliable. So I was like, okay, and I'll just build it myself. I'll just build all this strategy bot, in Python with a Vue front end. Vue is like a front end language, which makes it look pretty.
Sure.
And so yeah, so let me just start the show. So if I press start strategy,
Oh,
essentially
hell
what
yeah.
that
Let's
does
do
is,
this.
yeah, we're gonna start the strategy. If we're lucky, it's gonna take a trade. But right now, the engine is blocking trading because the chop factor is pretty high, right? We're choppy, right?
Oh,
So you
yeah.
see all these at the bottom here. So but by the way, this whole strategy is based on super trend. So
Okay.
I'm sure you guys are familiar with super trend.
I am not. What is it?
Well, it's like when the trend shifts, and it's based on ATR, average true
Okay.
range.
Sure.
Um, yeah. So you can see these lines that they're sort of like somewhat short-term trend shifts. So the
Huh?
idea is that like the basic strategy is that it looks for these trend shifts
Uh-huh.
and it takes trades on those. But around that, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's and you'll see like all the settings that I've built in here to like assist with entries and exits and
Uh-huh.
like I call it like an audition, like you're auditioning to enter the market or auditioning to exit it. So I have things like trailing profit stop, max loss, volume aware exits,
You
volume
got it
based
all in there.
exit timing. Yeah.
All right, Andy, go back
A
to the
couple, yeah,
chart. Go back to the
yeah,
main
yeah,
chart. You said you got it set for
yeah. Go ahead.
alerts. What alerts are you looking for? You said this is very cool. Dan Evans said this is cool. This is very cool. What alerts you? All right, so you're staying out because of chop. We're seeing a. All right, are we looking at
Right.
Nasdaq
So
right now?
so
Or are we
let me.
looking?
So if I turn on chop zones, you can see um, it's drawing that the chop is there and it's not taking the trade. So when this kind of like levels out and starts pushing up or down, this is gonna unblock it, and it's gonna look for right now. It's probably just gonna look for like a reversal to the downside. So whenever the another tricky part about this is that this strategy is wholly based on um, 5 minute intervals on MNQ with 5 MNQ. And so I realized that like I want to fire these executions like intra-bar, meaning I don't want to wait till the end of the bar. Like if a trend shifts, flips, then I want it to fire immediately. So that was like something that was really challenging for me to work into this, but I finally got it. So let me just turn on some of these markers. So
Hell
the
yeah.
execution signals. Also, I built a whole back testing system into this. Like I haven't even shown you anything. Like let me just
No,
get
I
into
know.
this.
Whoa,
So
we're getting the
yeah,
nitty
so
gritty. We're
I
getting the nitty
started,
gritty
and
though. Turn the sucker on.
yeah,
Let's see this thing go.
yeah. So what is really cool about this is that like you need to like stop trading completely and just take a step back, look at all of this from a totally like higher level analytical, like a series of trades over a long period of time perspective, right? Because when I was trading, I was like in there trying to like fix the trade, being impulsive, not really like just not following any kind of logic. And
Yeah.
so I built this whole back testing system before I started actually taking trades with it. And so I have two modes. I have back test and live mode. So let's say like I want to run a back test on the last like this week. So it looks for that, and if I run the back test, we'll see all kinds of stats pop up here. So this is my back test equity curve. I've got a lot of stats down here, and so what this lets me do is it kind of lets me get like a historical basis for like what
Oh.
some of these settings that there's like a ton of settings in here that you
All right, well,
guys
tell me what
I
your
don't even
back test said. What'd your back
yeah, yeah.
testing say when you ran it?
And he
Okay,
built the
so
back test.
You built
yeah, I
this
built
thing.
this back test.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
So what are you
you know,
looking
it's got
for?
all of these factors. I'm trying to fit all this in. I know we don't have a lot of time, but
Don't worry.
it
All good.
also
Yeah.
so so this is a really cool part of it. So I wanted to like tag each entry and exit for with a reason, with an attribute it to like why it was entered, why did it exit. So based on like all of the different entry and exit types and strategies, you know, I'm breaking this down into this analytical like graph
Huh?
system where I can say, okay, so if there was a support and resistance override, like that's a pretty profitable approach versus a reentry, like let's say I enter at a trend shift and then I close it out, you know, at 50 points, and then the trend is still going up, so I re-enter, right? And that's all the bot doing it. Um, so you can kind of break it down into these different you know, entry and exit reasons and start to look at like what's working, what's not working. The challenging thing is that back testing is not really aligned with live trading. Like
Correct.
in some ways it is, but there's a lot of divergence. So that's what I've learned like in the past few weeks when I've like moved it to live trading, well, with a
Sure.
practice account. Is that
Love
there's
this.
like so much sensitivity around the live executions that like I have to kind of like work in, you know, new measures into live trading. I hope I'm making sense.
100%. Well, I got questions.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
obviously you can't account for headlines. Headline risk. April was obviously
Oh,
crazy. I mean,
yep.
headline, how does it account for something like that? And also, okay, so this back testing essentially is if I apply this strategy into the live markets practice account, this is the back testing said this is what it will spit out essentially, right? Profit, loss, pain
Yeah,
points,
so
all of
all of
that.
these, yeah, so I work in all of these chart signals that show like the virtual uh entries and exits, the profit loss, the reasoning, like okay, so this was let's just look at one. So
Yeah.
a short sell, it was a re-entry after a profitable exit, okay? And then it wrote it down and exited
Order filled.
you know, at a trailing profit. So I have this trailing profit stop that is it ratchets up or down based on like profit level. And it took a really like today was like the first day where like I don't know, like uh bingo. Like it took a really nice trade today. So I have those are the backtest signals. I also have the broker trades. So you can see this morning, basically what happened was you see this um bullish super trend shift right here where the line turns from red to green.
Yes.
Yeah. So it got a signal, right? So you can see over here right over here the last signal was here at this like calculated value level, and then the signal printed in the bar, and then it waited at the I think let's see 653. Yeah, the signal was like right around 653, and then it I have a pullback mechanism worked into this where based on the ATR or the like the volatility, it's gonna dynamically pull back to wait for a pullback and then execute on the pullback. So you can see we bought this was actually 5 long. There's still there's a lot of bugs still, but bought
Totally.
5 MNQ here at 22,640, and then it
My guy.
ratcheted up the trailing stop all the way up 184.5 points, and that is the wrong profit. The profit was actually I have it here. If I come down here to the list of trades, the profit was actually 1,432, 430.
So
1430.
Zando got you long
Yeah.
from 22,640 on the pullback. Okay, so you got
Yeah.
you got to speak to me like I'm a fourth grader here, Andy, because this is fascinating.
Okay.
You saw
Yeah.
pop higher, and you got on the pullback because of the trend, right? I mean, if you look at the chart, obviously hindsight capital, amazing entries, getting long from
Yeah.
640. How okay? That got you in.
Amazing
Does
entry.
it also get
Yeah.
you? Does manual exits, or does Zando get you out of the trade as well?
Okay, so Zando gets you in and out. Now, sometimes I'm probably going to manually exit if I feel like, this is, you know, either I feel a little icky about where it's going,
I
or
thought you're
like,
trying to get rid of
okay,
the human
that's
emotion, though, Andy. I thought you're trying to get rid of the human emotion. You just said
well, I am, and in the future, like when all the bugs are worked out, I don't want to touch it, right? Like that's the whole goal here. I
that's
I
what
don't
I
want to
want
touch it.
too.
I just want to watch it do its magic. But let me
Yeah,
just run in really simple terms. The
cool.
trend went from bearish to bullish. It waited for a pullback. It took the pullback. It had a trailing. So the trailing profit it starts trailing at 55 points, and then the trailing distance is 20 points. So when it got to 55 points in profit from this point, it started trailing. So what is that? So 2640 or thereabouts up to 2690 something, right? So then the two lines started ratcheting up as it was going up. And then when it reached this high, it came down, and it exited it at that 20 point like trailing profit thing by itself. Does that make sense? Like I didn't exit that.
Love it. All right, let's. All right, are you running it right now? Are you running Zando right
I
now
am
as
running
we
it right
speak?
now. So
Hell yeah.
unfortunately we're still in the chop mode. I was hoping that we would be graced with a live trade on air.
Oh,
Maybe,
don't you worry.
maybe at some point here before we get off, it'll stop being so choppy. But this looks choppy, right? This is like I
100%. So
wouldn't get in there.
no, Robert, talk to me. How okay?
Yeah.
Andy's in the chop zone. How would I define chop, Robert? So we're talking like a 10-point range. Looking how a dummy like myself in the chop zone. I know Andy wrote this, but talk to me. Speak to me like chop. Whoa, we're talking 10 points, 15 points, and for how long?
Yeah, that's a great question, Andre, and it alludes right back to what you asked before of like, how do I say I want to fade this, whatever move you're looking at. We can't just tell the bots like this to say, if I enter chop, don't take a trade because it's like, what the hell is chop, right? So we have
Exactly.
to identify that, and that is chop is going to be different per person, per account size, per wrist, per instrument, time of day, because if you're trading gold at 10 p.m., it is significantly different than NQ at 9 a.m., right? So those are going to be far really different things of what are considered chop. So if you want to stay with NQ, you can use maybe an average true range of the last 10 or 20 candles and bars and say, well, if the last 50 is 50 points high, but the last 20 or 10 points high, you would consider that chop, or I would anyway.
Ah,
Because
it's
now it's just
narrow.
slowing down, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's using because he has to tell it. So whatever Andy is identifying to say for his thing that he coded in there that says, I want to put a faded section on my chart and don't take a trade when there is chop. That would be up to him to say, well, how does he define what chop is? He said he's using some super trend stuff. So maybe, and he'll have to answer this himself, but maybe it's when super trend goes flat for a period of time. Well, it's not trending anymore. So if it's not trending, it's chopping, right? So he could probably allude to what he has coded in there, but it's such a vague term where we have to say, what are head and shoulders? What is a pullback? A pullback is defined how? 2 candles, 3 candles. How far does that to pull back from? Is there a wick on one side? Are there 2 down candles in a row? 2 up candles? Was there more volume on the third one versus the first one? So you have to tell it all that stuff. That's called logic. You have to put in there and say these are the things that have to line up for me to qualify this chop.
How about that, Andy? Did he nail it? Also, Robert, are you?
Yeah,
We're seeing this.
exactly.
We're seeing this in Discord. We're seeing more things like this in a Discord. You're going to be doing more tech talks as well, Robert. Hit me with that because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be dropping on this too. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's it's actually great. Now that the API's been out there for a bit and we have some at least documentation behind it, there are some really good coders in the TopStep Discord. It's called TopStep X-API. You're looking at one of them right now. Andy is here. He's an amazing coder. We had last week and then the week before, we had 3 amazing coders. We put it out, said, hey, you want us to come on TV? These guys were um, kind enough to join us and share what they built. Take a look in there. There is some absolutely amazing stuff going on there. Regarding the Discord, what I'm doing, it starts next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's like about an hour segment or so. Tech Talk with Coach Robert. And it's not like just technical analysis, but how to use, like, even if you're using indicators, how to use them in a different way. What can we plot different? How can we use TopStep X to its fullest advantage? We're gonna go like how to overlap charts on top of each other. I want to do a comparison with gold and silver, with ESNNQ, with the dollar versus the yen. That's fine. So there's so much built into TopStep X now, and what's coming. It's every week, every Tuesday and Thursday night. I'll be hosting this course, Tech Talk with Coach Robert. Make sure you check it out. I will throw the links in chat one more time. Sign up for it. It's going to be great. It's not going to be over people's heads though, so it's not going to be like really nerdy. We'll save that for when we're on TV with other folks for sure. But definitely join it. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's really something. And we'll talk. I'm going to answer as much and as many questions as possible. To the level that they're being asked. If somebody asks me some coding level, sure, I'm going to answer that to my best of my knowledge. If they say, well, how do I plot ES and NQ in the chart at the same time using different price scales and percentages? Sure, we'll do that too. There are so many indicators in here already in TopStep X. We're going to run through them all and show some things that are amazing. If you just type in indicators on it, if you typed in average, when you on TopStep X, try this. Whoever's using it, go to indicators at the top, type in the word average, meaning that would be like a moving average, right? There are, I believe, 18 different ones. So my question was, like, if you're using SMA, simple moving average, or an exponential moving average, why? Is that the right one for you? Maybe it's a weighted moving average. Maybe it's a guppy moving average. Okay, so
it's too many, Robert.
Going through
it's
those,
too many.
Yeah,
It's too many. 18 different types of average. Like, you got to narrow it down. Is there such a thing? I know we're coming up on time. Paralysis by over analysis. Is that such a thing? Andy, I'll throw it to you. Is that such a thing? Do you have too many settings in Zando?
At first I think I did. I was throwing the kitchen sink at it, but I think now it looks complex. But I think having all the tools together are helpful because I can kind of like sub one in and out and get to a point of minimal efficiency.
Minimal?
It's been a well maximal efficiency as minimal as possible.
I got you.
It's been
Thanks,
a journey where
I'm
it's
learning.
like,
I'm learning right now. Thanks, man. Okay.
yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely the danger of that, like just too many indicators, too much stuff going on. I think simple is better, and I think that most of the complexity here is in the logic around trying to execute like the
sure
concepts that I'm working with. A lot of it is based in volume, and it's become like a really like mammoth application. So there's a lot of moving parts, and so I'm at a point where it's in pretty good shape, but I'm still I think I'm not ready to take it into like
into the
a real
battlefield, into
account
the
yet.
arena,
Yeah.
into the
But
Coliseum.
very soon.
Man,
I think like
okay,
within a week or two.
Okay. And
But if we pop over
Robert
to my,
knows this.
my this is like, if I go in my Top Step account, these trades are being taken at a practice account, so it's like they're there.
Okay, this is what I want. This is what I want, Robert. I want a segment on Top Step TV. I want man versus machine. I want man versus machine. I want to see this kick humans' ass. I want to see what the capabilities are. Sounds like the possibilities are endless, and we need to keep exploring this because this is the competition, right? We see the chop, we see the algos in here when it's thin in the markets like the Nasdaq right now. We did see some volume start popping in here. Andy, we're gonna need to have you back on. Robert, make sure they're asking you about the Tuesday and Thursday tech talk. So go in there and put it in the chat because people are very, very interested. Andy, this was absolutely fascinating. Will you come back on with us?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Thanks for having me.
Hell
I'll try
yes.
not to be so
Robert, always great to
nervous.
see you. We're coming up on time. I want more of this stuff. I'm fascinated. I don't know shit about this, but there's so much out there. We still got crude moving higher here, $66.90, new high there. We got lunchbox trading coming up next with Vince and Hoop and JD. We got another VIP check, and we got Rob Dane in the house as well. 1 p.m. Central. Man, more time this. Yes, reversal challenge. You get it. Anyways, this is Top Step TV. Let's go. Markets are moving. I love this segment. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.